Good evening, everyone. As the Executive Director of Agroverse, I'm pleased to welcome you to our perfect pitch night. Since 2015, when we ran our first cohort, this is the eighth pitch night event we're celebrating. We have managed to accelerate more than 180 startups. 57 of those, 32%, continue to grow globally, have raised over $100 million, created more than 680 new jobs, and generated annual revenues of over $47 million. Actually, the important outcome from this number is that MITEF Greece, during the past 8 years, has managed to give back to the community 100 times the money received from sponsorships and donations. So, this year we host 2016 in 4 tracks: general, energy, life science, and transportation, maritime, and logistics. These 2016 are an incredibly diverse group of exciting technology startups at various stages in their development cycles. 25 of those are non-Greek founders, and out of these 2016, 30% are founded by women entrepreneurs. Today, our teams will present their innovative ventures for the first time after completing the acceleration program. They have been trained and coached by our instructors and mentors, and of course, policed by Linda Conopti. So, I hope you will enjoy the pitches, and we will wait for your questions right after each presentation. Let me now invite Gerasimos Spiridakis, MITEF Greece Chairman, for his welcome remarks. Gerasimos.
Hi everybody, thank you, Aladin. Good evening everyone. It is my great pleasure to be here today as Chairman of MITEF Greece and welcome you all to our perfect pitch night. Innovators like yourselves are the ones that have the ability to make a positive impact, not only economically, but also from a humanitarian side. So since early this year, our semifinalists have attended a rigorous workshop program that ran over the course of many days and many weekends. They also met, as Aladin said, regularly with mentors and refine their ideas and solutions in order to ensure to be the best in today's market. So I want to thank all the semi-finalists for the incredibly hard work and commitment they have demonstrated all these working weeks, as well as to the mentors who took the time to share with them their knowledge and expertise. I'm also pleased to say that during this short but very intensive period, our semi-finalists have impressed ourselves at MITEF. They have significantly improved their ventures. And I can proudly say that they will also impress all of you tonight during their presentations. So, being an entrepreneur has never been an easy job. And that is why I want to congratulate this group for being brave and taking this difficult but very rewarding road of making a positive impact in the lives of others. And of course, the hard road is not always the ones that we choose, but from what I have seen, our innovators tonight, these guys are passionate, they're driven, and hardworking. All those skills have helped them be with us today. And as we move forward, the next step will be the selection process of the ventures that will enter the final round. These ventures will be part of the finals and awards event, which is now scheduled for late June. The final selection will take place in the next few weeks, and from May until June, our team has prepared a series of incredible webinars for our finalists that will help them grow even further. And I'm personally excited to attend these webinars myself to engage further with our future finalists. And even though their teams they have some work ahead of them, this cohort is strong and will address many applications. And I believe that you all will be fascinated by the depth of the technology they will use and the clever solutions that they have created. And it has now become clear that this program is one of the best tech acceleration programs in the country and beyond that. And we have produced many incredible entrepreneurial teams. But most importantly, we're not here to support the establishment of the new companies, but we're also here as a key pillar to help the local tech community with all of our resources and expertise. We're here for the greater goal of becoming the platform that brings together this incredible community to make Greece the European technology hub in the coming years. And all of this cannot be achieved alone. We can only do this together with our stakeholders, our sponsors. Most importantly, who have always been supportive of our work and efforts, and a big thank you to all of you for this incredible work and support to us. The work that has been done all these years, of course, would have not been possible without some key individuals. One of them is Linda Plano, who has been running these great events for all these past years. So, Linda, thank you from the bottom of MIT's heart, not just mine, for having done an amazing job and working with almost 200 teams over the past 8 years, and be patient as well with us. So Linda has been working with startups we will be hearing from today, and she has been a great partner to us throughout all these years. And also would like to thank our board members of MITF and the fantastic team of MITF Greece, Antigone and Stevi, who have worked tirelessly long nights and days to make this and other events happen. And of course, the MITF Greece would not have existed without the innovators and entrepreneurs, yourselves. We are in this Zoom today. So you are the true stars of the show, the true vision. Let us all enjoy, as you said previously, this perfect pitch night. Thank you very much for being here, for your support, and I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nassios. And now we invite Nicholas Kirtsi, the head of Group Strategic Planning and Intelligence at Hellenic Petroleum, member of the board at Elpen Renewables, for his welcome notes. Welcome.
Thank you, everyone. It's very nice to be here as well. Gerasim, I think you left out the sponsors from the important elements of the competition. Let me start by saying how excited I am to be here tonight with you at the pitch perfect night of the MITF. I wish we could be all together here physically, but unfortunately this couldn't happen this time. First, let me give a brief introduction about myself. As Antigone said, I'm the head of strategic planning and intelligence here at the group of Hellenic Petroleum and member of the board of directors of Elpen Renewables. I'm involved in the group's strategy planning, business planning, and market intelligence. I've been with the company for almost 14 years now, and overall my career in the energy sector spans approximately 20 years. I'm proud to be representing Hellenic for the fourth consecutive year here at the MITF competition, which is, from my point of view, the most prestigious entrepreneurship and innovation competition in Greece and beyond. In addition, it is an honor and a pleasure to be on the judging panel once again, alongside my fellow highly accomplished and distinguished judges. As you may already know, Hellenic is the region's largest energy group, and as such, our strategy calls for adapting to the ongoing energy transition and by leading the way, investing significantly in renewables and decarbonization technologies and solutions. To that end, it is competitions like this one tonight that gives us the opportunity also to support this community of innovators in our industry and beyond. The MITF competition has over the years provided a pool of new, fresh ideas and ventures that help industries like ours move forward into the future. So I can't wait to see what all you bright minds have put down and put together, and will be presenting tonight. And I wish you all best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Hileas. And now let's ask for Giorgos Antonakakis from Kotsovolos for his welcome notes.
Yes, Hileas, it's my first time. It's your fourth, but it's my first time. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to support this program. Generally, our collaboration with MITEF is not something that happened by accident, or it doesn't refer on a marketing trick. It is a collaboration that stems from the common strategy that we have to strengthen the innovation and to strengthen the Greek startup ecosystem. Kotsovolos, it's a brand, although in the customer perspective, is a traditional brand that comes being around 70 years in Greece. If you come internally and see how we work, we are also a startup company. We are a team that have learned to innovate, to adapt to the environment, to work with the agility of a startup company without taking anything for granted. So this is in a common, let's say, DNA as a startup. Also, our constant interaction with the startup ecosystem has helped us in this internal culture. Since we have run many pilots, we are like a playground for startups. In the retail industry, it's a moving industry. It's a very highly adapting to new technologies. And we are very good customer, let's say, after we do all these pilots and cooperate with the startups, we're a very good customer for these startup companies from many countries. Actually, we have a double-digit number for this. And we are proud of that. So as a company, we actively participate, we operate with the same principles as the ecosystem, and we support programs and organizations like MITEF because we share the same values. So I'm really happy to be here, and I wish good luck to all the participants.
Thank you so much, Yorgos. And now, with great pleasure, I give the floor to Linda Plano, Principal of Plano and Simple, which is the master of ceremony for tonight. And Linda has, with her coaching, has helped us all these years to build all these high-performance startups. So, Linda, the floor is yours, and let's see your diamonds and listen.
It has been such a privilege to be involved. And actually, even before we started the full competition, this is actually my 10th year working with MITEF. So thank you so much for making me part of the program year after year. It's a real honor. Anyway, to the entire audience and to all of the entrepreneurs, welcome to Pitch Night. Why are you not moving forward? There we go. Okay, so everybody that you will be seeing here has been getting coaching. In a number of different ways. We started off with 12 hours of workshops delivered in a totally virtual way from the 14th to the 16th of March for all 26 teams. Then each and every one of them got a one-on-one session with me that nominally was 3 hours, but sometimes went a little longer. It was definitely hard work for everybody involved. Thanks to all of you guys for working so hard and then taking that information, making it yours. So when we had our 30-minute polishing sessions afterwards, I could see the way you had taken those ideas and made them yours. What these teams have learned from working with me is that my 10 simple questions every pitch should answer, and how to frame the answers in a way that's going to be valuable to the audience. I am the queen of PowerPoint, so I did make sure that they all knew the best secrets I have for actually showing their ideas and how to deliver those pitches with enthusiasm, focus, and within those very tight time constraints. What you should expect to see today: clean slides and graphics, engaging titles on every page. I try to stay away from the market problem, solution kinds of titles. So look to be engaged right from the title on down. They should be making a smart ask for their target audience, which can be investors, customers, partners. And for the most part, you're not going to see any videos here. So if you love the videos, make sure you visit their websites and talk to them for demos. So in just 4 minutes, one of these pitches shall answer at the very least why you, the audience, their target audience, should care about this innovation, what the problem they're solving is, how big it is, and so on. You should know something about what they do, what's innovative about the ideas that they have, the changes that they want to bring to the marketplace. And in fact, how is this innovation giving them a competitive advantage? Not just the whole landscape, there's time for that some other time, but really focused on what is the specific niche where they are going to make a difference. Does it work? For many of these companies, they are in very early stages. And so they've got to bring it to show you that they've already demonstrated the value to a number of customers, whether it's in beta testing or in full production, and they're actually earning revenue. Got quite the spectrum with regard to that. They will more than likely, not everybody, it depends on where they've decided to focus their attention in their decks, but many of them will show you the really tough problem. How are they going to make money? How are they going to attract customers? What kind of resources do they need to bring in? How is it going to build their business and make it scalable, not just in Greece, but across the broader world? And why them? Why is this the right team? You now know their value proposition. So here's where they can really sell the expertise of their team for this particular innovation. And then finally, what is it they're going to do? What's their big vision for the future? What do they want to accomplish? They want to bring you in and help find the people who share their vision and are excited about helping them to make it all happen. So this is where you'll see where they came from, what they're doing right now, how much money they need, and where they're going in the future. This is an incredibly diverse group. We have the 3 categories that Antigone mentioned earlier, but in fact, I've broken them up into some of my own categories here. So you can see we've got a huge variety of technologies for you to enjoy. And I am going to encourage you to please ask questions via chat. We will do our best to get questions answered. This is a lot of companies and a lot of time. So we're going to try to keep those Q&A sessions to 2 minutes. And but if we possibly can, we will get to your questions, drop them into chat so we can make sure that they get asked. Pitch order is alphabetical at this point. This is the last time you're going to be seeing my slides. So let me stop sharing my screen and move on to start with our very first company. So Davide, if you can please share your screen. Perfect. We are kicking off in healthcare. Somehow all of us are still struggling to maximize the benefits of all this amazing amounts of healthcare data that are floating out in the internet, but we can't sacrifice security. So we're missing opportunities. Agora Labs is here to deliver a solution to suit all of the stakeholders. Davide.
Thank you very much, and sorry for the late start. Thank you, Linda, for the kind introduction, and thank you all for being here today. I am Davide Zaccagnini, and I am the president and co-founder of Agora Labs, where we have developed the first platform that, by bringing privacy and control over data at a whole new level, allows hospitals and patients to monetize their health information. So the first question you might ask is, why do you want to do that in the first place? Health data are sensitive, they're complex. And to answer that, one reason you might not want to consider is that healthcare data are also the most common ones, and they're growing at a fastest rate than any other type of data in the industry, mostly thanks to mobile data, which have been exploding in the last few years. Just to give you an example, this is what I used to carry around as a physician back in my medical school. And this is how this same problem is actually solved today. The other reason why health data are so important is that they are sought after by pharmaceutical and medical technology companies to develop their new drugs and devices. And therefore, they're willing to pay thousands of dollars for the right record with, say, the right genetic profile. So based on this, you might think that all these data are flying left and right every day all across the world. That's actually very much not the case because of the risks that I highlighted before. There is nevertheless a very substantial market which hinges on the use of anonymized data and is activated by intermediaries who share these quote unquote anonymized data with those who need it and share the revenues only with intermediary themselves. Now, you see that this is a broken value chain in which the patients and the hospitals are actually not perceiving any value from the data that they actually produce and store. the only problem. The other more substantial problem is that these data are actually not anonymized. But just combining few data points, as Nature Communications reported recently, you can actually re-identify the entire population in that data set. If you want to solve this problem, you have to act at multiple stages in the process and in the value chain. You have to start by providing hospitals and patients with the tool to actually set their permissions. Who can access my data? For what purpose? For how long? How much do I want to be paid for somebody to be able to use my clinical information? You have to be able to capture these permissions and encode them in a blockchain that allows these permissions to be enforced and be shown publicly, although in a privacy-preserving way, so that data access can be controlled without calling lawyers every time that somebody asks to see the key information they need for innovating. Then you have to have a system where the control remains in the hands of patients and hospitals. So the data must stay where they are in an encrypted form, and transactions and computations must be enacted on this data. Finally, you need a way to let the world know that this information may be available to them with the right permissions, and they would be able to pay with it. And this is what Agora does. We have developed over the year all the components that integrate the value chain and the data flows in a privacy-preserving ways, so that from a system that basically leaks sensitive information at every step and disenfranchises those who actually produce the data, you can actually realize an integrated and distributed system, which, using the Agora token, which we will be issuing early next year, actually distributes the value of the data to all those who participate in the ecosystem. And with that, realizing a global health data marketplace. We are currently deployed in more than 20 hospitals in Europe, and we're going to work with these hospitals to convert these installations into commercial ones. And today we're calling on more hospitals, health apps, and biomedical companies to partner with us in realizing the massive value of their data, or on the other side, to access this at a low cost, these key data sources for their innovations. And with that, helping Agora to become the first privacy-preserving, patient-empowering health data marketplace in the world. And with that, I thank you very much, and I look forward to your questions.
So actually, Davide, since you didn't have a chance to show us what your ask is, why don't you talk to us? What do we need to do in order to bring this kind of capability?
So we are looking for partnership, as I was saying before. So we're calling on hospitals and health apps and biomedical companies to partner with us in our initial pilots. That is our ask.
Okay, and are you looking for any of these partnerships in the US as well, or is this focus going to be on Europe?
Yes, we're looking for partners in the US as well.
Okay, well, I hope you get to Boston sometime soon. We have a couple of hospitals here after all. All right, thank you so very much for kicking us off. And let's go ahead and move on to our next presenter, Agroverse. So next, we're switching to healthcare in a sense for agriculture in the form of drone-based spraying for farms to reduce costs while improving delivery of pesticides and fertilizers. Dimitrio, please tell us all about agricultural drones and Agroverse.
So thank you, Linda, and hello, everyone. My name is Dimitrios Koutras. I'm CEO at Agroverse and part-time farmer in the family business. The best way to understand what we want to achieve is through an example as we live it. Let's say we have John, a farmer, grows olives. Currently, he performs all of the necessary spraying tasks by using conventional technologies like a tractor. Obviously, he wants to automate the task he has to perform, and thereby he's considering turning his tractor into an agricultural drone. It has been proven that such technologies are faster, have lower operational expenses, they are more accurate and safe. We're talking about robotic level precision, exactly what John is looking for. So why don't we see a drone in every farm? What keeps the technology from becoming mainstream? There are three significant drawbacks. Firstly, such systems require high capital expenses. Secondly, farmers must be familiar with using such technology for maintenance and flank purposes. And thirdly, they require continuous physical presence for refueling the tank and recharging the drone. If we lift those restrictions, we can make the technology available for the average zone, and that's exactly what we are doing as Agroverse. We have developed a docking station. This is a sophisticated parking slot for drones. The drone can take off, spray an implantation inside a 5-kilometer radius, and then come back for charging and refueling with spraying liquid. So we provide a fully autonomous system. Now, inside that 5-kilometer radius, there are many farmers besides John. Thereby, we can distribute the high capital expenses so many farmers can share that burden. This may create some additional hassling for the scheduling, but we have the answer to that too. We will not perform enterprise sales, but rather provide a system as a service solution so we can oversee everything and carry the load of scheduling. Now let's see how we will enter a new market. Firstly, we contact the agronomists of an area. George, depicted here, is an agronomist and a member of our team. They are eager to use our product, so we install it in their premises. Then they forward it to their existing clients, which are farmers. Those simply inform us what they want to spray and when, and that's it. They simply have to pay based on the total area sprayed. So why are we doing all this? Just to put a smile on John's face. We have witnessed firsthand how much effort, time, and agony every farmer puts on his farm. And for us, every drop of their sweat matters. After all, it's farmers who are feeding the rising global population, and they need assistance by high-tech solutions. We are talking about an emerging market, which is scaled in billions, yet is limited only to a few farmers. Our goal is to make the technology mainstream and available for the average zone, and then the potential becomes enormous. Exactly this is why many organizations are trying to solve the same problem. The traditional approach of tractors is becoming obsolete. Other drone manufacturers do not use the docking station and system as a service approach as we do, and we will shield ourselves by an IP protection plan. We have set a series of milestones. We have already set up a system which we know it is functional. We want to prove that it can make money and can exhibit exponential growth. After that, we will seek funding for expanding our operations in Greece and then Italy and Spain, market which we know and have contacts in. Now, this may seem like an aggressive plan, yet we have run our calculations and we will make it work, possibly at the expense of a healthy sleeping schedule, but you know what, sleeping is overrated anyway. So our real strength lies here. It is our teams. Myself, Dr. Kapoutsis, and Professor Kosmatopoulos are colleagues for many years. We have worked in multiple research and development projects in the field of robotics and artificial intelligence. George Papanastasiou, who you may recognize from earlier, is an agronomist. He knows the market and has contacts in it. Nevertheless, myself and George are from agricultural families. We know the market because we were born and raised in it. We have felt the problem we are trying to solve in our bones. In fact, if you were looking carefully, you would see that I look like John. That's because he is my father. So, thank you.
And that is about perfect timing. Love to see your dad in there. All right.
All right. Yeah, we have one question for Agroverse, Linda. Just popping from Achilles Kitsis. What is your competitive advantage? What will your patient be about? Your patent be about, sorry.
Yes, mainly on the docking station approach, how you can land on a docking station, how you can recharge the drone and refuel it. Now, I don't want to be too technical about it, but there lies our mainly technological advantage.
Are there any regulatory issues that you need to deal with in addition?
Well, not that many, actually. Obviously, we're still in the beginning, let's say, of using drones in the agricultural sector. So there are many, let's say, loops in the holes in the regulations, stuff like that. But we are not afraid of it. I mean, the regulations will catch up the technology.
All right, very good. Thank you so much, Dimitrios. That's a great job. Okay. And let's go back into the world of medicine with SOS Medical. Thank you for sharing your screen. Okay, so we know healthcare has global challenges, but every specialty also has its specific issues. And there are very few of those specialties more challenging in terms of complexity than anesthesia. Here is Vasilios to show us how SOS Medical is bringing smart systems into the OR.
Thank you, Linda, for the kind introduction, and hello, everyone. My name is Vasilis Dimakopoulos, and I'm co-CEO and co-founder at SOS Medical. Our mission is to be the new standard of care for anesthesia. What we envision is to predict intraoperative complications to save millions of lives every year. It wouldn't be that bad if this happened maybe 1% of the time, but it's 77 million of patients that have postoperative complications out of the total 300 million annual surgeries. Of those, fully 12% people die in hospital as a result. The numbers are just way too high. A high correlation of intraoperative complications with the post-op complications escalate the costs for the hospitals with an increase of $850 billion for the direct cost and an increase of 153% for the time patients stay in hospital. Here is what happens. Every anesthesiologist is overwhelmed with data coming from the patient, from various monitors, from patient medical history, from electronic health record. And this is so much information that they constantly manage, usually on too little sleep and for too many different patients. We're here to help the anesthesiologists. We take the very same kind of data, we process it with our knowledge graph, which analyzes all the data that is generated. And from that data, we extract the important information about complication that is already happening or that we predict will happen. Then we provide simple, quick, and easy recommendations for the clinicians to make the best decision for the treatment of the patient. We start with the patient in mind and how we can optimize the care for each patient. The patient is already connected to a number of monitors that provide valuable data. This data is safely stored into the cloud where we can process them with our knowledge graph and do our predictive analytics. We then provide anesthesiologists real-time visualization, which includes warnings or notifications in a tablet to proceed with the best decision for the treatment of the patient. Now, there are other companies that handle different aspects of complication predictions. Edwards, Life Sciences, Clue, and Ambient are just great companies, but they focus on different things. For example, some of them try to be modality agnostic or others focus more on electronic health record data. But it's not enough to have just one of these things or even a couple of them. What you really need is all of these aspects. Particularly the place where we differentiate is with our ability in real time and across a broad range of complications, not only to detect, but also to predict them. Since we started just a year ago, we have onboarded scientific advisors from Technical University of Crete and Athens School of Medicine, and we have also incorporated 3 major data sources and tested the efficiency of our algorithms on an open access database, the Vital database. Currently, we're here on the way to validate our product on a larger data set and then proceed with MVP completion by the second quarter of 2023. We've got an amazing team. We have capabilities in surgical technology, anesthesiology, computational informatics, as well as hospital business management. We are confident that we could make our idea hit the ground running since we are backed up by experts in scientific and the business field. Now, our market pathway is shown here. We target the United States anesthesia monitoring market. And first, we establish valuable partnerships with technology corporates and then proceed with clinical validation with our collaborators. Then we apply for FDA fast track and advance with more industry collaborations and expansion to EU and UK.
I'm sorry, that's it on your 4 minutes.
Yeah, thank you for your attention and looking forward.
Okay, great. All right, so I am going into your question time here. So what is stopping your competition from doing what you are already doing?
Well, such a project is mostly a data-driven project. and not everyone has access to such data. This is where we have one of our competitive advantages, because we have a huge network of collaborators that are willing to share with us this source of data. So we think we could be the one that would advance this idea into an actual product.
Okay, great. Thank you for the question, Achilles. Next question from chat is, how will you navigate the FDA?
So we plan to apply for the fast track submission, the 510K, where we focus our project on a similar one on the market. And with that, we skip clinical trials and we only have to do clinical validation. So that is the goal. And to achieve that here, I have also a slide for our ask that I can show you. Possibly it works.
You have 7 seconds.
Yeah, here it is, just to show you what we ask and what we achieve with this.
All right, well done. Thank you so much. Please stop sharing and we will move on to Aladin. So we've started out with some really great technologies for specific applications, but what about the rest of us? If you're ready for a 3D experience in the metaverse, then pay close attention to our next speaker, which I believe is Anastasios, pitching about Aladin.
Hello, my name is Anastasios Giannakidis, and I'm the research and development engineer at Aladin, where our passion and our mission is to help users to experience virtual reality as naturally as possible, in a way that they can all take advantage of the upcoming world of the metaverse. Currently, to have a full body motion capture, we need dozens of body markers and multiple cameras to surround the space. The result is what we enjoy on movies, but it's high cost and is not really practical, especially for home users. Motion capture at home is possible with just a couple of sensors that are associated with our hands, creating something that is very limited representation of our body in the virtual space. Motion capturing your whole body is possible if you are a hobbyist with an advanced knowledge in the technology and willing to spend time with processing and calibration. Such an installation will give you something that looks imperfect with a number of technical limitations. We at Aladin have developed software that uses a wireless distributed network of tags and anchors to track the positions of the skeletal body in space. Then we use advanced machine learning techniques to improve full body reconstructions in real time. In this way, and by only using the body sensors of a standard body configuration, we can integrate the full body information into the virtual experience while keeping system calibrations fully automated. And our system is compatible with existing VR and gaming platforms. We are expecting to submit a US provisional patent by next month or so that will cover the technology framework that captures all of these different elements of the network. So we have the software platform and we are currently outsourcing the components. We plan to bring that in-house as we grow the company to reduce our manufacturing costs. By 2023, we will focus on doing direct sales to businesses that want to take advantage of the VR, such as training simulators used by uniform services. We also believe that we will gain a lot of interest from consumers who may want to purchase our product directly from us using an online marketplace. Then we expect to be partnering with one or more of the leading virtual reality corporations that will allow us to build on our market presence over time. Of course, to be part of this ecosystem, we need to be competitively priced. Obviously, the gold standard that uses high production for movies is not in our competition. To be competitive, we need to be in the range between 600 and 900 euros. Our expecting pricing is about 600 per unit that captures the full body. However, other competitors require an enormous amount of time for calibration and processing that should be taken into consideration. So we have a plan and budget that will allow us to reach production in a competitive time frame. We've already invested 25,000 from grant money and waiting for 100,000 from pre-seed funds. We are currently in the process of raising $500,000 round to reduce the cost per sensor, to sign a contract with one manufacturer, finalize our product, and run beta tests. We will then raise a second round for $3 million to sign our first 3 B2B clients and begin a pilot production internally. Finally, a substantial round of 5 million euros will be used to reach full production at the end. We expect to be one of the leaders in the virtual world industry, partnering with one or more of the leading virtual reality corporations. So let's join together the metaverse with our whole body. Thank you.
Thank you for finishing 30 seconds early as well. Great job on that. So we have a question from the audience from Sotiri. Are military cases in your target?
Yes, of course. Our product can be used by training simulators of any uniformed forces, of course.
And how about in the medical field?
The medical field, yes, of course. There are already some virtual reality simulations for medical students or so. But we are with our product, they can be getting to that experience using their whole body.
And is there any chance you'll be penetrating it all into the entertainment industry, or is that something that's always going to be with the fancy cameras and millions of dollars?
Entertainment industry in terms of VR chats, virtual reality chats in the metaverse, VR games, gaming platforms, etc. Yes.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Let's keep moving.
Thank you.
And we are now on to Athleton Plus. So if you want to look as good as your avatar in the metaverse and feel even better, it's important to be in really good shape, right? Good news. Apostolos is here to introduce you to Athleton, your answer to finding the right class and the right trainer when you have the time. So let us move ahead. Let's see.
Hi, everybody. My name is Apostolos, and I'm the co-founder of Athleton Plus. We are a social fitness platform that engages with social networking and technology to motivate people to stay on their fitness regime. So we know that fitness is big business. In Europe alone, we've got 28 billion in revenues, and despite the pandemic, we've had 3.8% growth per annum, which means we're going to be adding one more B to that 28 billion by the end of this year. However, we know that fitness doesn't always work well. The system doesn't really work. It's quite costly, actually, to get new members. And research indicates that within 6 months, 50% of us are going to quit. And quite frankly, for valid reasons. Often people, when they start in a new class, they find out that it's not fun enough for them, or it's not actually at the right level for them, or it actually turns out to be too costly or too far away and time consuming for them to actually maintain. So where does the science actually say behind this? The behavioral science actually has looked into this, and what's been identified is that there are barriers to entry for new joiners. People get demotivated when they don't find the right level, and they end up or they don't find the right thing for their goals, and they end up quitting quite fast. And then for the maintenance phase, actually, accountability is key in order to keep people motivated and engaged. So either by some kind of technological metric or by some external social factor. And finally, the third most important point is actually the social element of fitness. So research has actually identified people that habitually engage in fitness courses versus people that just dabble into it. The biggest difference that's been identified is actually that it's a social event for them. They go there to either meet their friends or make new interconnections. So where do we come in? We actually want to address both sides of the ecosystem. We want to address both the B2B and actually provide a platform that helps modernize online presence and actually makes it economic and efficient to actually promote themselves online. And also to help people that haven't yet gotten into fitness to start up, reduce those barriers to entry, and to maintain people on course for fitness regime. How do we do that? Well, we've actually launched our MVP where B2B partners can actually join our fitness marketplace to promote themselves. Then users can join in, either search for themselves or actually create a group for their friends with a common goal, or join perhaps a community that is open to them. For example, a local yoga group. Then they can actually personalize their search and find the right levels, the right type of regime to the right location, and so on, and stay on track with actual training tools and nutrition tools. And then this feeds into the loop again by actually helping B2B partners create synergies. So, for example, a nutritionist could partner up with a personal trainer in order to produce a better service at a more economical price for like users. When we take a step back and actually look into the market, whilst there is competition, they don't actually address these needs for users. So whilst it might dabble into some of these aspects, they don't actually have a holistic approach to this. So what do we think we can actually make a difference and make this a success? Well, aside from actually having 20 years of active engagement and participation in fitness and sports, both myself and my co-founder Effie, we've got a robust finance background. More to that, we actually have experience in development of fitness software and applications, as well as financial management of fitness studios. And this is the knowledge that has actually helped us start up our MVP in Athens and start already recruiting our trainers and studios. And the good thing about this model is that it's scalable. So we can actually not only transfer it to different cities and countries, but we're also actually able to enter new markets and services such as therapists, physiotherapists, and so on. So that is what makes it an attractive investment for Aladin. Thank you so much.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So here's the big challenge for, oh, excuse me, we do have a chat question. Why couldn't you do that through traditional social media like Facebook? Can you show us your competition slide again, please?
So why can't Facebook do it, or why can't
I think
do it?
my question was going to be similar. How are you going to rise above the noise of all of these different sources? Why can't you just use, why can't you do all of this through traditional social media like Facebook?
Well, a big difference is actually the business model. So Facebook doesn't operate specifically to that. If you can be a jack of all trades, but you're not going to actually specifically achieve that. An example of that is like ClassPass, for example, that has attracted a broad range of different services, but it doesn't actually tap into any specifications to make a holistic approach. So you need to be more dedicated and specialized to what you're doing.
What I really want to know is why can't you just work out for me so I don't have to do it myself?
We're looking into that.
Thanks. At least my avatar can look good. All right. Thank you so much, Apostol. All right. And let us now, now that you're back into shape, it's time to put on a bikini and have an amazing trip. And fortunately, we now have Eva and Atlasers to help you to enjoy, well, almost enjoy the planning process almost as much as you enjoy taking the trip itself. Eva? Can't hear you.
Hello, I'm Eva, co-founder of Atlasers, a platform dedicated to simplify tailor-made trips. The market of personalized travel is continuously growing, and we expect further expansion according to the latest statistics. Also, we know that 6 out of 10 travelers are willing to pay more in order to travel sustainably. More than the 80% wants to travel off the beaten track, and almost 9 out of 10 people prefer to book with travel companies that offer customized experiences. Let's see why the current way is inefficient. Anna wishes to explore the hidden Sicily and is interested in culture, gastronomy, and sustainability. When trying to plan and book her trip, she gets overwhelmed with the bulk of inaccurate information. But through Atlasers, she finds a local travel agent. Sophia wants to build the perfect trip for her client, but she needs many resources to find and arrange the appropriate services. Moreover, she has to verify all information, reassure their objectivity, coordinate the trip and client, handle all reservations, and usually she works alone. Atlas's platform contains verified and objective information just in one website and allows the user to book online through a network of sustainable suppliers. Also, the app facilitates the communication and resolves all problems. Travel agents build the perfect itinerary personalized for its client and provide all info and travel documents through the app in real time. Currently, travel agencies are using a not automated and way too long method. Atlases succeed to reduce time and augment productivity. Our platform is a marketplace of sustainable suppliers that offer services, activities, or even typical products. We're about to launch a B2C free of charge version with limited functionalities to avoid conflicts with paying clients. We make money from subscriptions and we earn fees every time services are booked through our website. We get feedback and rating to update and grow our database, and of course, to guarantee the quality of the offered services. So far, similar platforms are solving the problem partially, but the combination of real-time management, easy communication, offering only sustainable suppliers, and verified and objective information is still missing. We do have some competition in some parts, but we strongly focus on a complete solution. Our team consists of passionate people who love what they do. I've worked many years in tourism. I know which are the problems and how to resolve them because I've dealt with them before. Dario is our CTO with more than 9 years of experience in software development and product management. Our first market is Italy, and we shall promote Atlases during the World Travel Market Fair in London this November. The following 2 years, we achieve our milestones. We launch in 3 more countries, reach break-even, and add 10 more countries. Also, thanks to funding, we expand globally by November 25. By now, we are self-funded, but we're looking for 150,000 euro that will last until 2022, and then 1 million that will take us to 2025. We can't wait to launch Atlases, and we are really excited to begin with one of the biggest fairs in the world. Thank you.
Okay, 20 seconds to spare. Nicely done. Let's see. And so how is it going in terms of the providers? Have you seen a lot of interest from providers who are excited about your platform?
Yes, we have already contacted some providers, and we have made already some meetings with them. Actually, since we are searching for the small local businesses, that's our plan, and we would like to overpass the wholesalers. We do understand that it is difficult to find all of them, but it's not impossible. So we have already started by finding them through other channels, like the association, some association, that local association, travel association that are here in Italy. We have already contacted them, and also through my personal network, because I've worked many years in tourism, both in Greece and Italy, so I know a lot of them. And one with another, with the word of mouth, they keep coming. So actually, we are onboarding suppliers.
Terrific. And do you see the eventual opportunity as being an acquisition of a TripAdvisor or somebody like that? Or is this are you going to change the way the world uses travel apps?
Yes, that's exactly what we'd like to do. We would like to redefine the way people plan and book their trips.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for sticking so well to the time. And we are now going to move on to our next speaker, Conopti. Oops. And okay, so we're now going to get back to helping industries get better at managing very complex systems that are pretty much everywhere. We're turning now to the construction industry, where Marios is going to show us how Conopti is getting rid of redundancy, inefficiency, errors, all kinds of problems, saving lives and saving money at the same time.
Good evening, everyone. I am Marios, co-founder and COO of Conopti, where our mission is to bring the construction industry into the 21st century. We want to make it safer, faster, more cost-effective, and to minimize its impact on the environment by digitalizing and monitoring all the processes in the construction site. The construction industry had an annual revenue of 11 trillion globally. 2.6 out of them can be saved with the digital transformation. Thus, the net cost is approximately 8 trillion, as we spend money in paperwork, processes, regulations, and missed opportunities. Conopti's solution is to create an AI-based integrated platform that combines a 3D remote site visit and real-time monitoring. The basic philosophy behind our idea is the comparative image recognition. Our platform enables engineers and other stakeholders to visit the site remotely every day, get better insights for the environmental footprint and ways to reduce it. The real-time insights include also features like productivity, monitoring, and health and safety alerts. Our hardware includes a 360 camera placed on a safety helmet of an engineer and our tracking station, which is a smart box on every spot of the construction site where activities are performed. All data collected are entered at our platform and alerts are sent on-site engineers where needed. The construction industry is used along with environmental footprint results to create our unique sustainability index. The environmental footprint measures the energy and water consumption as well as emissions from machinery use. Finally, an early warning system informs the engineer about possible vulnerabilities during hazardous climate-related events. Our online platform reduces the paperwork and at the same time optimizes the construction process by assessing productivity and spotting weak points on site. Also, health and safety alerts are sent to engineers. Our clients can choose among the basic remote site visit package, the productivity package, and the premium integrated package with the health and safety alerts, early warning system, and sustainability optimization. The client's fee for each package depends on the project scale. We have performed 25 interviews with potential customers and 8 interviews with academic experts, and we're trying to use their feedback to improve our product. 2 companies have agreed to support us for the demo, and 5 companies have already signed a letter of intent to use our product after the demo. Conopti focuses primarily to the private market and more specifically to construction companies. Throughout direct sales or partnerships, but also later on, our product can be used from governmental or municipal authorities for the tracking of their PPPs. As for our financial projections, we expect to reach a revenue of 10 million until 2026. Our pricing policy refers to subscription packages, and thus we assume that a possible client has as many subscriptions as the number of their ongoing projects. The competition in construction data analytics sector has emerged, especially in the last 4 years. But we are the first team focusing on the cost efficiency, integration, and sustainability of the construction site. The current status quo of the industry is somewhere here, but still far behind the needs of the industry. Our team includes 2 civil engineers, 2 computer science engineers, and 1 ESG analyst, while our advisory board includes 2 academic experts, 1 industry expert, and 1 startupper. Our next steps will be to incorporate our company, test our product during the demo phase, and then enter the market by summer 2022. Thank you very much for your attention and welcome to our journey of reinventing the construction industry.
Okay, very well done on time. Thank you so much. That's actually the first time I've seen that picture with the camera on the helmet. Do you expect to see much in the way of resistance from a conservative industry to documenting everything that they are doing in a day?
Definitely, this is the camera that you mentioned before. I have it with me. Could you please say again the question?
I was wondering, are you seeing much resistance from the users to having to bring a camera with them onto the site?
Definitely no. As with the discussion we have made with construction industry, this is something that they want, something that they can free their hands, something that they already use in their day-to-day site inspection. So we just attach a camera on their helmet and do their work as previously.
Very good. And are there any other concerns that you have regarding the product? And you only have a minute to answer, so I'm going to. That's one question from the from chat. The other one is: have you considered shipbuilding as an alternative? So
definitely,
yeah,
we have many alternatives like shipbuilding, as Vasilis says, but also to real estate agencies for promoting their properties. Generally in mining or in raw material excavations, generally in every engineering feel that they can be useful.
Great. And real quick then, what are the biggest concerns your customers have regarding the product?
Definitely the GDPR issues that we're trying to solve with face blurring and all these protection guides that we are trying to follow, the European primarily.
Very good, thank you. And moving on, our next presenter, well, we're moving back into the healthcare industry. If you've ever checked your symptoms online, you've seen how easy to be, whoops, I actually have this backwards, sorry. Okay, so while construction is complex and dangerous, at least the buildings are usually on solid ground. Digital Earth Solutions is actually able to model fluid behaviors of oil spills where poor predictions can waste billions and damage huge ecosystem. So Juan, please come and show us how you are bringing accurate projections to this big problem.
Hello, Linda. Thank you very much for your nice introduction. My name is Juan Rose, and I am CEO at Digital Earth Solutions. I'm sure you remember some of the huge oil spill accidents that have happened in the last couple of decades, like the Deepwater Horizon in 2010. And surely you also remember the terrible consequences that these accidents have on the local environment, society, and economy. Still, up to 4.5 million tons of oil are spilled into the oceans every year. To minimize this impact, it is essential for authorities to get into the ocean and try to collect and intercept the spill before it spreads and reaches the coast. However, ocean dynamics are a very complicated problem as they are influenced by a lot of factors such as sea currents, winds, and tides. Current software modeling solutions, they incorporate these inputs into their models, but this process is usually long and manual, and it requires deep technical expertise on the user side. The results usually are a very good understanding of oil deterioration with time of degradation, but they fail to understand the movement of the spill on the ocean surface, which is very important if you want to tackle the collection problem efficiently. We at Digital Earth Solutions, based on the deep know-how in ocean dynamics, have developed a unique software able to predict within few minutes and with high precision the spatial evolution of any oil spill on the world, making a forecast for the next 5 days. Current softwares are very complex and outdated, and they often lead to a steep learning curve and require skilled technicians on the user's end. Additionally, combining this manual setup with very long computation times, this usually leads to a whole process in the order of hours. We at Digital Earth Solutions are able to provide the simulation in less than 5 minutes and therefore lead to simulation times up to 20 times faster than the current competitors, which is very important in emergency cases. Here you can see our software user interface in which the client sends to us the initial location, date and time, and spill amount, and we will within minutes return the spill movement map in this with this kind of intuitive animations. However, where our software mostly stands out is the accuracy of the results. Several real spill cases have been analyzed and published by the research center, and in all of them, the precision has been outperforming the ones of the solutions used on the site. With all these benefits, we believe that using our software for optimizing the oil spill response will lead to a saving up of costs for the customer of up to 70% of environmental and socioeconomic impact and of 20% of the gathering costs, leading to a 50% or total of a 50% savings for the customer. Our business model is as follows. First, this year we're already targeting environmental consultants who are very eager to deliver the latest know-how to their customers. Then we have next year oil and gas and maritime transportation companies as the main responsibles of the oil spills, as well as insurance companies who cover them. And by 2024, we plan to tackle emergency cleanup services, who are in the end the ones responsible for collecting the spills. And in this way, we will address all stakeholders by 2024, and at the same time, keep updating our value proposition and business model in the process. Our team is passionate about cleaning the oceans. On the R&D side, we have Ana Maria Mancho, who is a head researcher at the Spanish National Research Council, and Guillermo, who is in charge of the software development in the research center. On the business side, we have me, myself. I'm acting as CEO and I'm a mechanical engineer, and Maria Jose Mancho, an experienced banking professional acting as a business and finance advisor. Bootstrapped with several awards, by the end of the year, we want to complete the company creation as well as exclusive software licensing from the research center, testing up to 15 real spills and 100 customer interviews. but also a 250K seed rounds with the objective of a software scalability of the software as a service, its migration to the cloud, and the signing of the first-time clients, as well as later rounds that will allow us for global expansion, scalability, and our objective of becoming a world leader in ocean dynamics. Would you like to contribute to clean the oceans? We're looking for partners just like you. So thank you very much for your attention, and contact us. Thank you.
Very good. All right. Thank you. So that is a hugely important technology, of course, as are all the technologies we're hearing about today, solving big problems. Can you clarify a bit more? Who is actually paying for these services? Is it the emergency cleanup guys, or is it one of the other partners?
Well, actually, who is paying for the service is the one we have here. In the end, we have the people who are cleaning up, of course, are very interested in reducing their work. The insurance companies are paying the fines for the spills. So, of course, they're also interested to reduce their costs. Oil and gas and maritime transportation companies are the ones causing, and the public image that is clearly affected in the case of a spill scenario. And environmental consultants, of course, they want to improve their service towards their customers. So these five stakeholders, we believe, should be willing to pay for our services.
Okay, so that sounds like having a pricing sheet would be a super helpful thing for the investors to see. In fact, we have from Achilles, who are your existing customers?
Who are our, sorry?
Existing customers.
Well, up until now, we haven't made a sale as such yet, but we have already contacted customers in environmental consulting, also in insurance companies and the emergency cleanup services. And we believe that they have already translated to us that they are very interested in a solution as ours that increases the accuracy and the speed of the existing solutions, because this is a huge issue nowadays in the market.
So all four of these groups, consultants, insurance, transport, and cleanup services, all of them would pay you a subscription when you're ready to go.
Exactly.
That is a complicated marketplace, but it's good to know that people are eager to fix this particular set of problems. Fortunately, Pedro and Doc and you are going to come to your rescue with a smart and friendly diagnostic tools plus access to the right providers.
Hello.
Yes, we're seeing the edit version of your deck. Perfect.
Can you see? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Lida. My name is Petros Pandis, and I'm the CEO and founder of Docandu. So you probably be aware that healthcare is in crisis. And did you know that 1 out of 3 people avoid medical attention until they have no choice? And this, unfortunately, could lead to increasing hospital stays and even worse, to death. The reason that people avoid healthcare are many. Some of them are practical, like the lack of access to doctors, and some of them is emotional. So they don't trust the service or they don't understand the urgency of the situation. That's why Docandu tries to eliminate or minimize these barriers by providing quick access to doctors and provide also unbiased and accurate medical information and advices. We were able to simplify the way that patients manage their health and consult a doctor through our app. So as a user entering the app, he can access the multilingual medical profile. He can check automatically the symptoms through the AI medical chatbot. He can speak with one of our in-house doctor, and also he can connect with the community and share the medical information with family and doctors. So with Docandu, we give you a unique power, the power with the click of a button to get a call back from our in-house doctor within minutes. And even more important, this will cost only less than €2 per person per month. and you have access to unlimited to all the services, including diabetes, to manage your diabetes, and dermal care, where you can check your skin-related conditions. We already serve more than 60,000 users, and we have proved that our business, B2B2C business model works really well. So we promote Docando through 4 different channels: as a corporate perk, as an add-on service, as a resale product, and finally as a medical hub. It's worth mentioning here that the government used Docando to fight against the COVID, and we help a lot of citizens. Of course, we are not allowed in the market. There are great competitors that support a lot of people with different services, but with Docando, we enhance these services and we integrate to each other so we can create a one-stop digital health solution. The market is huge, and the teleconsulting market is growing. With 298 billion globally by 2028 and in Greece 174 million by 2026. In Docando, we have projected 47 million in revenues by 2027. And in order to achieve these numbers, we need to increase the number of corporations to 700 and enter another European country. As you can see the numbers, by 2025, we can break even at 9 million euros. We can achieve these projections because we have worked together as a team for the last 5 years, and we have complementary skills in business innovation and medicine and technology. We also have another 12 people that support us and believe in us. So far, Docando raised 180,000 from angel investors and crowdfund, and we already have 200,000 in revenues. We launched the platform, and we have 60,000 users and reached the 47 million in revenues. Thank you so much, and you can see an interactive video while you're asking me some questions.
Well, that was perfect timing.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, this is kind of a terrifyingly complex marketplace. Can you explain a bit more about how you're going to be able to penetrate, or how you've already been able to reach 60,000 customers? And is that really a scalable approach?
Yeah, let me go back to very quickly to the slides. Here, as you can see, we have tried different things, but this is what it works for us. We give as a license, first of all, Docando to corporate, and they give it for free to the employees. Also, there are companies like that we work together, like Bayer and Boehringer and Dr. Seuss, where they use our service to their customers. Also, there are companies where they sell the product, like AdCare distribute Docando to 3,500 pharmacies. And there are companies like the organizations like the NGO Hamoya that they use Docando for the kids.
So the fact that you've got 4 different value propositions means you're going to need a very big and very sophisticated sales force. I'm if I understand correctly. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
And from the chat, we have a question from Achilles. How are the doctors being reimbursed?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Really quickly, how are the doctors being reimbursed?
We have a team of doctors, so the doctors are in house and they work for us. We train
okay. You have another question. So, have you approached health insurance companies for funding as well?
Yeah, we're talking with different insurance companies as well, and a lot of partners so far. But it takes a lot of time to create any deal.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry to cut you off like that, but we have just a limited amount of time. Thanks everybody for the questions on chat.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we are ready to move on. Let's go from personal health to corporate health now. From evaluation. Just looking to make sure we're getting the deck up there. Very good. And so Xenophon is going to show you how evaluation can help any company to improve training and retention of your single most important asset, your employees.
Hello, Linda. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Vasik Xenophon. I'm co-founder and business growth manager at the Evaluation, where our mission is to give the employers the tools to make sure that we are getting the maximum value to and from your employees. It's critical because a tremendous amount of time and money is invested in bringing employees on board. We do spend some amount of money and time in training, but it's not even nearly what it's needed. And in fact, a big amount of the money we spend for training is wasted to wrong training session, wasting nearly 100 billion of dollars in non-effective and wrong trainings. And that can be reflected in the market in which HR departments increase their demand for HR tech solutions, especially post-COVID, raising up to 89% the revenues for HR tech companies and expecting 280% raise in revenues for startups in HR tech field. We are addressing the evaluation process and recommendations for trainings because there is a great leverage point. Standard reviews are more traditional without digitalization or with a simple Excel paper. Making the process that makes the process stressful with one-sided reviews, and as a result, the recommendations are generic or typical and KPI based. On the other hand, the evaluation, our approach is app-based, having a global perspective for an employee with a 360 review and multifaceted, and that allows us to recommend training based in the employee's lack of skills and needs. We have taken our process and we created an easy-to-use app. As you can see, you are signing up as we all have used to do in an app. And then you have to add a special code that's different for every company. You choose between colleague or self-evaluation, and after the instruction box appears, you are good to go with your questions. In the end, you will have your results without the ability going back to change anything, because it's of course the first impression that actually counts. A company has various of choices for an HR tech solution, but evaluations stand out because of the budgeting price and in the same time offering game-changing advantages such as the customization for every role a company may have. Our journey started in 2021 from the Egg Accelerator program, and until now we have done big steps with MIT Enterprise from Greece and Archimedes Accelerator, and have a game-changing partnership with Microsoft for Startup and Oracle. That we actually want, and we asking is 100,000 euros for funding, so we'll be able to launch our first version of full app, and to be able to sign more than 20 companies in our platform. And if we had that, we'll be able to have 1 million for funding. So we'll be expanding our activities in 3 CE countries and 4 more EU countries. We are a team with young members with vision, with Ioannis Rougeris, Eleftherios Stefanou, Andreas Kalidis, and Mix, and Ofon Vasis, and of course our outstanding coaches, Miss Efres Perpinia and Oscar Lemeas. We also have to thank our MIT Enterprise Forum Greece mentors, Mr. Gerasimus Marketos, Mr. Christos Perakis, and Max Levis. Happy to discuss and respond any of your questions. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, we are targeting company that has employees and that has 15 to 2,050 employees. So we can achieve that with 2 customers, or we can achieve that with more. It's not with our customers. Our various has various of employees. So if our customer has 100 employees, so
okay, that's how you're going. Sorry, that's how you're going to get future ones. Sotiris is asking because you said you had more than 500 users already. So where did they come from?
We don't have 500 users already. We are now trying to get this number. We have speak with 3 companies, and now we are speaking with another company. We have.
Why don't you step back? Why don't you step back to your timeline so you can show where they're coming in? Just a good reason to end on that slide.
It's the third quarter. We have not succeeded this number yet. It's in the third quarter of 2022. And we haven't succeeded this number yet. We are up to go for this number.
Very good. And so do you get any kind of a pushback when you talk to employers and employees? Is anybody frustrated or doesn't like the idea of a 360 review? Seems like too much work or something?
Yeah. In the beginning, when the manager hasn't understand the value of the 360 is in the beginning, they do not like the idea, but when they understand the value and they understand that you are bridging the employees and the employers' problems, then they are very likely to have the 360 review.
So that sounds like a good idea to increase your marketing budget to include the big educational component. All right, that gives me the last word on that one. Thank you so very much. Let's move on to our next presenter. So another major cost for most businesses is energy, and yet most companies have very little insight into how to manage those costs until now. Kais from Unsight wants to empower small and medium businesses to get their energy costs back under control with better data. Kari?
Thank you, Linda. Greetings. My name is Haris Amaradigos, and I am the CTO at Insight, where we give insights on energy usage for small and medium businesses that we all depend on everyday life, lower the total carbon footprint of Greece, and of course, our bills. Energy is a very high and difficult to control cost, especially for supermarkets. That's why we're focusing on them. They have big energy costs and relatively less planning tools. In fact, a bill comes every 3 months. You know how much you owe, but you don't know why is that much higher than the last time or what you can do to make it better until now. Insight can help business owners to reduce energy costs every single year. We do this with every single time you open the application. You see the total consumption, have some really critical consumption readings per device, and also provide some prediction that gets better every time with our machine learning. Finally, we provide you some personalized courses of action to reduce your energy consumption, book and consult, or get better appliances deals. All those are through gamification mechanics. What we want from our solution is actually to be accessible to anyone and help everyone. So we are partnering with hardware manufacturers to lower the cost of the end device, connect the master device via Wi-Fi so no cables can be seen, and have up to 3 phase sensors. And of course, have our software. Our hardware takes the consumption data, sends them to the cloud, and then some analysis takes place with the machine learning. Send those useful information back to the application so the user can continue doing whatever he does in everyday life, and this cycle is ongoing while the machine learns and gives more appropriate predictions. There is a lot of competition here, as you can see, so some of the most important steps we have to do here is to build our network of stakeholders, and also we are filing for a patent later this year. Our approach is for direct sales to the supermarkets, then expand the sales in adjacent markets, which are mini markets, grocery stores, baker shops, fish markets, and butcher shops. While there are similar products in the market, they tend to focus more on simple total energy monitoring. Some more advanced products that produce reports and energy prediction also fail to personalize that reports because they do not give helpful tips to the customer. The reason is that they have a total energy consumption reading instead of a per device insight. Based on our planning, we have already released the minimum viable product since April of 2022. By the end of the current year, a live test around MVP will take place in 2 new locations and 10 new clients. by the end of 2024, a break-even will be achieved and have a count of 5,000 new customers. And we will have raised awareness in the food retail community about energy consumption. Via 2027, our client base will count circa 71,000 customers, and we will have achieved an annual recurring revenue of 5 million euros and entered new commercial markets. This is all from us from inside. Thank you so much for your time.
Again, perfect timing. I'm so proud of you guys. We do have a question from Vasilis in chat. How do you disaggregate the device consumption?
This is mostly via the machine learning. We have actually tried many tests in 4 of our homes because we are 6 people on the team. So we are targeting mostly the power diagram of each device, and we try to separate it via machine learning. That's how we disaggregate the device consumption.
Excellent. And from Achilles, any customers so far, and have you considered a freemium version for homes?
Well, there are already some freemiums, and we tend to place 10 more freemiums to homes, mostly in our close circle, so we can monitor better the devices, the hardware, and the software. And we also try to come in contact with actual customers in order to begin the sales.
Okay, and yes, okay, great. And do you have customers already?
Currently, no. Active customers, currently, no. We do not have any customers.
All right, great. So thank you so much. And this is, again, why I encourage you guys to leave your timelines up there so people can see where you're going, even while you're answering questions. I'm not picking on you. It's a common issue. All right. You bet. Good job. All right. Moving onwards and upwards, my friends. We are now going into real estate. It's another industry that is ripe for improved delivery of time-critical information. And State Brains wants to save real estate investors dozens of hours, thousands of euros during that critical search stage. So Vasilis, show us how it's done. Can't hear you. You look great. The screen looks great. We just can't hear you.
I think you can hear me now.
Yes, indeed.
Right, perfect. So, hello everyone. I am Vasilis Sougas, co-founder and CEO at State Brains. Our mission is to help people make more thoughtful and informed decisions by transforming data into actionable and meaningful real estate insights. Every real estate activity falls into one of these 3 categories: searching, supervising, and transacting. And we have noticed that the majority of real estate professionals struggle throughout the search phase, which is one of the most significant because all decisions are made at this time. Whether you are buyer, seller, or someone in between, you may easily spend 5 to 6 hours per property for a market research by using spreadsheets and visiting numerous websites. In general, all kinds of scattered data that is difficult to compile in a time-appropriate way. With over 100 million properties changing hands each year in real estate, it is really mind-blowing the amount of time those stakeholders spend on this phase. In State Brains, we believe that answering real estate-related questions should be just a few clicks away. With that in mind, we gather, analyze, and visualize any sort of data to offer you the insights you really need to make an informed decision fast. Currently, we are offering our solution to real estate professionals such as brokers or investors on a subscription basis via our platform or API. Our approach here is to build a bulletproof business by leveraging the data network effect. How we do that? We constantly aggregate traditional and non-traditional data to our AI-enabled framework, which gives a compelling reason to our customers start using it and provide direct value to their clients. The more they use the platform, the more data they produce, which help us develop smarter algorithms, better product, and eventually lead to even more users. By 2023, we plan to accelerate this process by utilizing any integration with tools they already use, such as CRMs. Given that, and by focusing on user acquisition, we expect to achieve a huge growth. We started by serving the 140 million euro Greek market and eventually reach 18 million in yearly revenues with 6,000 customers across the European market by 2026. But there is no market without competition. Our major competitors today are spreadsheets and professional appraisers that provide outdated solutions that are slow, biased, and in most cases, lacking the information you require. We do also have two direct competitors who focuses only on well-established markets like USA or Switzerland. Our advantage here is that we can provide the same fast, informed decisions, not only on those markets, but also in underserved markets with scattered data like Greece. Dimitris and I have a combined of 12 years of entrepreneurial experience in real estate and digital transformation, as well as statistical and marketing backgrounds. We are leveraging every aspect of those skill sets to create the best platform out there for managing your real estate decision-making process. Our goal is to become the go-to data and analytics platform for real estate professionals. And we truly believe we can stand up to that since we have bootstrapped our business with little capital and we are able to generate revenues in less than a year. Currently, we are fundraising 1.35 million euros to build a strong team, refine our product, and gain more traction on the Greek market. Following that, we plan to move in bigger rounds and spread across all over Europe by the end of 2026. We are looking for investors that are excited with the real estate sector and its potential to follow us on this sector. Thank you.
Perfect timing. Well done on that. And let's see, do we have any questions there? So real estate is a hugely competitive space. Which of those competitors would you say present the biggest challenge to you and why?
I think the classic methods like the spreadsheets, the methods they already use, but we think the compelling reason of time saving would be enough and is enough to choose our solution.
Okay, great. And you're looking for a pretty substantial seed round, which I encourage everybody to ask for the money that you need to be competitive and reach your goals. So with that kind of a raise, let's see, how is 310 customers going to be enough to get you to that 45,000 MRR? What are you going to spend it on?
We are going to spend it, most of it on developing our product on payrolls and eventually 20% of that on marketing expenses in order to educate our people.
And let's move on to iRadar. So it's time now to focus on a very specific challenge for hundreds of millions of children every year. Here is going to show us how iRadar is going to transform the lives of people with dyslexia, a really key issue for, like I said, almost 1 billion kids. Yanni.
Thank you, Linda. Good afternoon from the island of Crete. I'm Ioannis Aslanidis. I'm the CEO and founder of iRadar company. And although I'm an eye surgeon, I'm going to be talking to you about one of the most costly and yet complicated social problems nowadays, dyslexia and abnormalities in reading. Dyslexia is incapability of reading and comprehending what you read. And of course, everybody would be wondering why an eye surgeon is going to be talking to you about dyslexia, but the culprit is my son Minas, who has been failed to diagnose on time by the conventional system. So I had a depressed, anxious young guy hating school, having missed his window of opportunity, which is between 7 and 12 years old, where you can manage the problems. My son was 13, so I was in front of a very big problem. How big is dyslexia nowadays? It's ubiquitous, first of all. 1 in 5 people are dyslexic. You have 1 billion people around the globe with an average screening cost from 500 to 4,000 euros per person and a total global annual cost for the society of 27 billion. The conventional, as happened to my son, the conventional detection and treatments has many failures because the time consuming takes up to 3 hours. You have to read aloud as a kid, and the kids hate that, and yet it's very inconsistent and based only on subjective and experience. So you have a lot of treatment failures, and it's very expensive and inefficient. So what we came up with is this tool, which is the acronym of a rapid assessment for dyslexia and abnormalities in reading. You have two basic dense orange lines, because it goes back and forth and cannot understand what he reads. Our methodology is based on artificial intelligence and very strict mathematical models, which gives origin for the first time to an objective reading profile, and thus you get origin of an actionable therapeutic advice. We are very proud to say this is the first time we can actually measure the reading capability for the first time in the world. So you see our customized treatment plans that you see from the left to the right. A guy who can read only 41 words goes up to 88 in less time, in half time from the initial time point. We are CE marked. We have a number of patents in Greece, America, and Europe, and we have now 8 steady iRadar points in Greece. We have served more than 3,000 students, clients at the moment, and we have a number of steady points and mobile units both in Greece and Cyprus. We have validated the iRadar in English language with a steady station at Harvard University, as well as in Cardiff, UK, Alberta, Canada, as well as Pretoria, South Africa, where we gained full approval from the Ministry of Health from South Africa. The scalability of radar is going to be first a screening tool. It's very important that all the students can go through that, because the negative predictive value is almost 100%. Therefore, if you have a negative radar, you have 100% healthy reading patent, and you have supervised therapeutics. Also, this is a very interesting policy making tool for governments and Ministry of Health and Education. Multidisciplinary team. We have spent already 3 million. We're seeking for another 3 million to go on a mobile application, validated 2 more languages, and having an eye tracking through browser directly. And if my son became a happy, confident young man earning a medical degree nowadays, I'm pretty confident I can provide the same happiness to a lot of mothers and fathers around the world for their kids. Thank you very much.
All right, I gave you a little extra time because I couldn't bear to cut you off before you could tell the happy ending to your story with your son. So are you finding that students are enjoy taking this test, or find it less stressful than the standard approach?
Much less stressful. It takes only 15 minutes. It is kind of, it's a little adventure for the little kids. It's for more for more mature youngsters, it's very easy going. The problem is the previous one, it's like lots of interviews. It takes up to 3 hours. You have to read many things, and especially at a loud voice. And kids who are dyslexic are hating that, hate to read loud.
You have a question from Achilles. What is your research with Harvard about?
My what?
Your research with Harvard.
We have a full team now at Harvard. We have been under IRB, Institutional Research Board agreement, so we can have a number of American-speaking kids taking the test, and from there we went to Alberta, Canada, and to kind of fully validate it to American FDA and other just to get into the American infrastructure.
Very good. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure.
All right. So that marks the halfway point in our program. So I hope that everyone in the audience is getting a great feeling for the huge diversity and innovations that we are enjoying here. Our next speaker is with Greener Than Green Technologies. Okay, good. Coming on up there. It seems a little counterintuitive to dump valuable chemicals down the drain, but in fact, we do this almost every day actually, in many industries, including agriculture. Greener Than Green is here to recycle water and recover high-value chemicals for added benefit. Mirto, show us how it's done.
Thank you, Linda. Hello, everyone. My name is Mirto Tulupi, and I am an R&D specialist at Greener Than Green Technologies. We can grab millions of euros out of this dirty pit. Hope that I grabbed your attention, so let's rewind a little bit. Agriculture accounts for 85% of the global water consumption, and along with the explosive global population growth, they exert great pressure to freshwater reserves, making water recycling imperative for the foreseeable future. We are targeting the food processing sector, which is not only water intensive, but also follows linear waste practices, meaning that it takes resources, makes products, and produces waste, throwing away a great amount of valuable materials. Our goal is to assist industries in taking the step towards the circular usage of resources by reusing water, extracting valuable compounds, and reducing waste. Our product, Vesperex, is a mobile unit that treats and recycles water and nutrients present in wastewater. It is currently installed in olive and fruit processing industries. Vesperex ensures that the client is compliant with the environmental regulation and makes the company greener. It has zero capex due to our innovative business model and no need for experienced personnel as it operates autonomously. Last, but definitely not least, it provides an important extra revenue. Exploiting the value-added compounds present in olive wastewater has a phenomenal revenue of 1.6 million per cubic meter. What makes us unique is that we offer value-added compounds extraction and exploitation, AI-enhanced automation, and the ability to treat waste toxic to bacteria. Currently, we're working on patenting this process. So, with our product, we are addressing simultaneously different multi-billion global markets. Vesperex is offered as a product as a service, meaning that the unit is leased for specific time slots and not sold. This perfectly fits with the seasonality of the fruit processing sector. Our revenue comes from the actual lease of the unit, the exploitation of value-added compounds, and the services around this. Our business plan forecasts 3.9 million euros revenue for the first year and 17.2 million revenue in year 5, with an average growth rate of 45%. We are an enthusiastic team with strong research and technical background and decades of experience on technical sales, business development, and management, eager to keep developing and marketing new environmental technologies. So far, we have committed over 1 million euro, most of which come from EU funding, to build our MVPs, which are currently installed at 2 lighthouse customers. Today, we are looking to raise 3.5 million euros to build more units, implement our business plan, and acquire talent for our sales and manufacturing teams. Thank you.
All right, just in the nick of time. And so that is a lot of different factors that you are addressing. How are you going to attract customers who already have water treatment facilities co-located at their facility?
Vesperex can fit on existing wastewater treatment plants. In Greece, which is our biggest market, most of the industries have conventional wastewater treatment plants. Vesperex can fit on them, and the water produced has now 3 possible uses. We can irrigate, we can reuse it in the industry, or we can send it back to the wastewater treatment plant, which operates better. It is true that the wastewater treatment plants in Greece have several problems, and we have a customer that faces some right now.
Okay, so that we're asking how much is it that you are valuing your company at before you raise the money? What percentage of your company does the 3.5 million buy? That's okay. Let's move on to the next question, which is Dublin City University has a worldwide water reclamation program. Oh, you should contact them for funding as well.
Yeah, let me answer also the previous question. Sorry, I stuck
Please.
a little bit. We don't know yet. We need to further discuss it and figure it out for sure.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much. Let's move on to our next company. So please stop sharing your screen. Thank you so much. It's one thing to say that we need to switch to renewable energy technologies, but it is another thing entirely to make that transition practical and manageable. Gridistry, who I hope will be sharing their screen very, very, very soon. Thank you. Is providing powerful tools to manage renewable energy certificates from generation to consumption among all the varied stakeholders. Urania? Can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Urania, I know you're there. No volume yet.
Sorry. Hello, Linda. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the great introduction and all the help and mentorship we received. I'm Urania Kostadinidou. I'm the CEO of Grindustry. We are excited to be here and share our vision and innovation product. Our mission in Grindustry is to help everyone accomplish energy transition goals through our digital platform. The established green energy certificate market, globally estimated at 9.3 billion. Our targeted market, Greece, has already reached 390 million. Currently status and European goal push green energy production demanding the 20% growth by 2030 and a 40% growth by 2050. The certification and trading energy consists of low integration. The certification and trading of green energy consists of low integration, high complex, time-consuming, and costly processes. Certified green energy is accessible only from and to large organizations, excluding small producers and residential consumers. We have created a breakthrough digital bridge that connects producers to consumers. Our highly integrated platform handles all the in-between steps by directly connecting production from data collection, energy certification, trading, and procurement to all types of consumers, providing useful insights to enable monitoring and controlling at all steps your environmental goals. Value creation through our product use, affordable energy. By eliminating useless and not value-added processes, we offer affordable energy to all consumers. Our platform provides access to any type of producers and consumers, no one left behind. Traceability, each step of the process can be monitored by everyone. Low integration cost to join our platform, removing additional infrastructure need, memberships, and a pay-as-you-go price model. We will achieve our first commercial contracts by providing the first step to enter our platform, digital green processes, free to our customers. In advantage, our digital platform is built to easily scale. Great initiates in this fast, new growing market, confirming the high demand of the established market. We feel that our customers need a high integration platform that handles all the in-between steps. This is our competitive advantage. We deliver a total flexible solution that empowers our customers to focus on their specialization. Our team is a creative mix of technical and business-savvy people dedicated in innovation. Also, proud partners of Mytilineos and Proteria, excited to have completed our co-creation prototype that will run next month as a pilot project. Our production development plan is so far self-funded. By the end of the year, by completing the paid pilot and signing our first customer. Oh, sorry.
No, no.
Next step, starting founding.
Okay.
Starting
yes,
founding. Yes.
Time is up, my dear.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, we'll go back. We have a request from the audience. Can you please repeat your business model?
Our business model.
Yes, why don't you go back to that slide? Yes.
Here, you mean?
If that's how you can explain your business model the best, then that's the right one.
Okay, our platform connects directly with the production through IoT systems. And
actually, let me reframe that. How are you going to get generators onto your platform? How are you going to get the users? How are you going to get everybody to participate on your platform? A customer acquisition.
Yes, at each step, we are using APIs in order to connect easily and to adapt integration at each step without having to change the customers, their existing systems. So we have an easily access and they can use in which step they're willing to enter and what services they would like to offer to them.
All right, very good. Achilles, did that answer your question? I think we will assume yes. Maybe I will ask.
But it doesn't matter. We can connect offline.
Very good. Thank
you.
So
I will be more happy.
Very good. Thank you so much. All right. So moving on with all of these big visions for the metaverse and VR and AR, they all depend on our ability to connect with every relevant device, which is a lot easier to say than to do. Yannis will show you how Kudzu provides the software and hardware to make communications simple, modular, and smart.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ioannis Karalabidis. I'm CTO of Kudzu Technologies. I'm here to talk about how Kudzu solves the systemic problem of connectivity in the domain of Internet of Things. You have all identified issues with connectivity yourselves, from your connection being poor, to your cell phone network being completely unavailable when abroad. But if you are facing these issues with a cell phone and just two protocols, imagine what happens in the industrial IoT scale, whereof dozens of hardware exist that must be combined with dozens of network protocols and hundreds of carriers just to deliver a message from a sensor to your application servers. If you are, for example, a hardware IoT company developing GPS trackers for tens of millions of containers that circulate around the world, you need to be certain that nothing like this happens to you. Because if it does, you must spend months of time and millions of dollars to recall the devices and restart your product pipeline, just because you make all these decisions here in the beginning of your pipeline. With Kudzu, you can do this in the fraction of time and cost. Every successful long-lived IoT product needs to be based on three particular pillars. A modular hardware that helps you reuse designs, making your product cheaper and more agile. A smart, reliable system that makes the network decisions for you and avoids locking you into a single choice. And a system that monitors the network in real time, provisions this intelligence, and helps delivering uninterrupted services to your customers. And these are the products that Kudzu offers. We solve the component fragmentation problem with a systemic solution, helping customers reuse what they already have and navigate away from unfortunate situations, as we saw before, with minimum delay and cost. And these are not just concepts, they're real solutions with actual early adopters. We have more than 80 Sprout devices in the field, most of them in agricultural sensors, where Bridge automatically chooses the best communication channel, regardless if in rural, suburban, or highland environments. In parallel, more than 1,000 users use our analytics platform to deploy and maintain well-functioning network installations, so in their turn can provide a trusted communication channel for your devices. Of course, we're not the only ones in the market. There are companies developing modular hardware, but they are completely unaware of the network around them. There are also companies that build complete network solutions, but don't care much about the devices that run into them. And there are also companies that deliver quick and easy end-to-end solutions, but they do so in isolation. They're not flexible. In reality, you're faced again with the same problems as before. We're the only ones providing a complete systemic solution to the problem, to the communication problem as a whole. And we have such a strong case that we believe that we have even partnered with some of our competitors, and we strongly believe that can even be our clients. All right, time for some numbers. Our analytics and Bridge platform are sold with a subscription model. Analytics is in our foundation, and we're looking for a steady growth over the next years. Once the network is being established and we have a stable network installation, we're expecting the subscriptions to our Bridge platform to take off and surpass the analytics subscriptions. And since the Bridge platform works best with our hardware, we're expecting a steady increase until on the unit sales over the next years. We're expecting break even by 2024 and have a healthy growth of our subscribers. We're passionate engineers and system thinkers with great grasp of technology and experience in the IoT domain. Therefore, we're the best to provide comprehensive solutions for systemic problems, since we always consider the entire problem landscape. Since 2020, and with our personal and grant funds, we achieved our early milestone of 100 subscribers and 80 Sprout units sold. We validated our hypothesis, and now we come back to you, in front of you, looking for strategic partners and funding opportunities to expand our reach internationally. This will enable us to increase our subscription numbers to the scale of 1,000. We're confident that the next time we meet again, we will be ready to expand to all known technologies in the market and become the new standard in the IoT communication. Thank you for your time.
6 seconds left to go there. Great job on that timing. So will I ever be buying sprouts for my my own home, or is the residential market not something that interests you?
You can definitely buy one sprout on your own. So as you probably saw in the understood perhaps in the way I explained it, sprouts are sold to people who want to build their own hardware. So it's like a foundation stone to build whatever you like. You can get a sprout and you can develop your own sensor at home, make it as you like it in a matter of weeks. That's like what we managed to, what we aim to do, is we need to be able to create devices that even you will not have a ready device, to be honest, but you can build one of your own within a week using our product. Industrial grade in a week, not a prototype like Arduino or any other kind of thing.
And industrial grade means that I can count on the security and high performance?
Security, reliability, and you will never need to think about many of the issues that are tangling the communication problems in the IoT domain. So you don't need to care about how your data is going to go. Just say send away, and the data will eventually arrive in the correct channel to your application.
So I can get my refrigerator to do what I tell it to instead of what the manufacturer does.
You can most certainly do. It's very easy to repurpose whatever device you already have.
All right, very good. I will look forward to taking control back in my life. See, all right, so let's keep going then. Our next speaker. Oh, this is no matter how meta our universe becomes, we're still going to need those physical interactions. And for that, we increasingly rely on robots. But affordable robots struggle in any but the simplest environments. Light Code Photonics has a software application that it can extract 100 times better vision out of low-cost sensor hardware. Please listen up to Heli telling us all about this new breakthrough. Heli, I can't hear you.
Thank you, Linda. So, hello, I'm Heli. I'm co-founder and CEO of Light Code Photonics. And here at Light Code Photonics, we bring about a revolution in 3D imaging that leads to exponential uptake of autonomous mobility. And the logistics sector worldwide is facing challenges such as it needs to service increasing demand while facing labor shortage. And this power-hungry sector needs to become green energy-wise. However, electrically powered service robots and automated mobility pose huge opportunity here. But today they tackle problems like, where am I? They need to position themselves, and or they need to avoid obstacles on the path. And 3D vision solutions available on that $37 billion market are either too expensive, not resilient enough, or remain limited in applications. This is where we step in and help them to see better in 3D. So LightCode has a solution. We make a $15 sensor to perform as a $1,000 one. We combine those sensors with proprietary, groundbreaking perception concept, electronics, and algorithms. Thus, 3D vision becomes economic, compact, and affordable. So this is the secret sauce. This is how we do it. We take a 12-pixel sensor and we enhance its resolution more than 100 times. So we take a 1,500 pixel image without mechanical scanning using that sensor. And because we are taking a whole new approach to 3D vision, we achieve outstanding results on affordability and performance map. Our camera offers superior performance that meets the customer expectations and is accessible to service robots and simplifies the autonomy algorithms as well. So LightCode has the key technology to bridge the gap between today's LiDAR performance and customer need. Thus, we are not competing with those 100 LiDAR companies, but we are complementing and empowering that technology. We have made more than 1 million euros investments in R&D, and our goal is to become an Intel Inside for 3D vision sensors. And here are the 5 steps to make it happen and provide technology for various applications and markets. We today continue building minimum viable product and achieve product market fit together with piloting customers. For example, Clever Mobility, FOCNAV, and other market leaders. After that, we enter the revenue stage and follow it by upscaling the production. Our team is attracting extreme talents, both in technology development and commercialization. We raised 3 million euros now for seed round to build minimum viable product.
Sorry. Okay. It's remarkable that you're able to extract so much resolution from a much lower resolution sensor. Is there any modifications you need to do to the hardware at all, or this is a strictly software solution?
It needs a hardware solution as well. Today, we are using commercial off-the-shelf components, so that enables us to develop extremely fast. In the future, we can package that technology into certain layer of a sensor itself, so it becomes extremely compact. And we believe it's licensable to many other verticals and sectors.
Great. And when do you expect to become Intel Inside? Or is this an acquisition strategy you're planning on, or that's really just a partnership that you want?
So it will be a licensing model for other sensor developers, because we have made the strategy and we figure that taking sectors from multimedia to space, there are about a dozen of them, if not more, mapping micromobility.
All right, thank you so much. Let's keep moving. Our next speaker is involved in doing better projections of reality, focusing on consumer goods. As shopping moves increasingly online, the ability to experience that product in reality is crucial to reducing churn, returns, and cart abandonment. how do I keep getting messed up here? Let me back off on that. It's not just robots that need to see the world more clearly. Multifluidics also leverages software, this time to project performance in vastly complex systems like gas refining and transport to save money, keep people safe, and greatly shorten timeframes. Gustav is here to show us how.
Thank you, Linda. Hello, I'm Kostas. I'm the CEO of MultifluidX, and we are a deep tech company that help companies optimize their energy systems, no matter how complicated they are. And they can be very complicated as this installation here, and especially these days, where we have a lot of changes going on, and due to climate change, we have a lot of companies that they want to perform different operations and use different technologies, such as hydrogen technologies. And they need to implement new energy systems, and to do so, they need to optimize them in order to work safely and efficiently. And so the current trend, the way things are done these days, is we use a lot of modeling and a lot of computer simulations that take a lot of months and require a lot of expertise. And at the end, we get the result we want to make recommendations. There's only one problem. We have a lot of intermediate steps before, during, and after the simulations. And the thing is that in order to make our recommendations, we need to go through a lot of iterations. We need to pre-process a lot of data, and we need to use a lot of extra software before we make any decisions. So our company enables even non-expert users to make predictions and make recommendations that in hours and not months. And all they need to do is basically connect to our server and use our software, which is a novel simulation technology that uses machine learning and our unique fluid dynamics models. Our core idea is that within one iteration, we can test many different things at the same time, which leads to at least 1,000 times faster predictions. To give you an idea how this will work, let's say I want to get a prediction of an accidental release in the atmosphere in an LNG terminal as the one shown in the on the right. All I need to do is basically go through my models and select some of these modules, and then press a button, and without running any simulation, I can get a nice explosion there and predict the future. And I can also get other information for many different things. For example, the temperature in a particular room in this installation shown on the left. So in terms of the competition, we have a very nice user interface, friendly interface for non-experts, which is unique of its kind. And we have also tailor-made solutions for different applications, especially for hydrogen and LNG, liquefied natural gas. We have this machine learning simulation technology, which is also unique and allows people to go through one iteration testing. And additionally, we have no extra costs since we use open source based libraries, which reduces the cost for clients a lot. So we have some users already from different organizations and companies, and we also lead the H2AI, which is the first EU-funded project that uses machine learning for simulating liquid hydrogen. So our team has worked in the past in big projects like this, and we also have a wide experience in consultancy and R&D and development, which is very important for maintaining this kind of software and simulations technology. So a few things about our future and our past. We started a couple of years ago, and we have launched our platform, which is up and running. We have completed at least 8 projects, and these days we are raising $500,000 in order to sign to major hydrogen producers in Europe. And the plan for next year is to raise more money in order to get LNG, big players in LNG, in the LNG sector in Europe, and optimize our server-based services. And the long-term plan is we are aiming to penetrate new markets in Asia, and that's the end of my presentation, right in time, I hope, Linda.
Well done. And sorry for messing up your introduction at the beginning.
No worries.
So you are going up against some very well-established companies in this space, people with decades of history here. Are you finding it difficult to get past those barriers where people want to go with a safer bet?
Yes, it's true. Competition is hard because we have established companies, but what we have is a big advantage of our product, and this is the technology. The core technology is unique, so these companies do not have this technology. So, yeah.
Great. Do you have any experience with partnering with them that's helped you to scale more quickly, or are you finding it every single time you need to teach your audience about why yours is a superior product?
Well, I always have to teach my audience that what we offer is unique. But yes, in the past, I've worked in a couple of big companies in the market in oil and gas, and one of them was.
I'm going to interrupt you because we have a question from Achilles.
Yes.
Is this applicable to refineries, and do you have any refinery clients?
Not for refinery, but it's definitely applicable for refinery clients. So we have, for example, Air Liquide here that is one of our clients currently, and they've given us money for the testing their installations.
All right, very good. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we will now switch on back into virtual reality. We need better projections of reality in our consumer goods, and we want to be sure that we are reducing churn, returns, and cart abandonment. Phasmatic and Andreas, please come back and show us how to make online representations truly not just phasmatic, but fantastic.
Thank you very much, Linda. So I'm Andreas Vasilakis, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Phasmatic. So let's see how we can help you provide the best customer experience with an interactive showcase and real-time customization of your products. Buying goods online has become a common practice, with the ongoing pandemic rapidly accelerating its growth, impact, and revenue. While most shoppers start their research online before making a purchase, the cart abandonment rates are still high. Buyer's remorse is a familiar experience for more customers. Even if they keep the product, they won't recommend it and will share the negative experience online. Marketers spend billions of dollars on pay-per-click advertising, but not all companies may be receiving the level of customer retention rate and conversion rate they desire through this. Why? Partly because about the concerns of what this product will look like in real life. There are 3 products for which simple static images or even videos cannot convey their full qualities. This is especially true for physical goods, where immersive customization is an integral part of the sale. While 3D commerce is the closest digital experience to being in a physical store, by allowing the user to inspect, modify, and preview the target product prior to order, most visualization technologies are still rudimentary, but not allowing the accurate, photorealistic representation of the marketed content. Phasmatic enters the market to solve that. We focus on showing end user what a product truly looks like and stimulating demand for it. And we achieve that without overloading browser resources and by protecting your 3D IP data in transit. The higher the visual content quality of the experience, the higher the engagement, conversion rate, and customer satisfaction will be. So let's look in an actual online shop example with 2D images. Our 3D product provides seamless integration to any online store and runs on any device that has a modern web browser, offering photorealistic representation of digital or even configurable products. Our main competitive advantage is that our solution can provide state-of-the-art visualization and augmented reality, leveraging the compute power on the user device adaptively. Businesses will have no need to rely on expensive cloud providers and complicating licensing agreements. We achieve that by applying visualization algorithms used in the gaming and movie industry to run on any device that was not possible before. The technology behind our product has been validated through several publications and funding from leading companies in this area. We are a team that has a long experience in successfully managing and executing R&D projects at national and European level. Also, strong collaboration with the industrial sector has also been achieved, delivering services through commercialized knowledge and technology transfer. So in a rapidly evolving digitally first world, we don't think any business can afford low conversion rates and high advertising costs. So let's engage your visitor with an impressive and intuitive 3D product presentation to increase his confidence and observe an immediate return benefit in the form of increased sales, while also affecting the reliability and online image of your business.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for ending right on time. Okay, so do you have any data from any clients or beta testers that show that you've got that increased engagement from this, from your approach?
We do not have any data using our end users, but we have data using the based on the competitors. So they have. So imagine that even our competitors with this visualization have achieved that kind of conversion rates, about 10% increased sales. Imagine what you can do with our rendering process.
Well, and that's the key, right? That you don't have to do a rendering process. That's why you're doing so much less processing on the in real time.
No, we do better. We utilizing the processing power of the device in order to perform better visualization.
Okay, I guess I was just trying to come up with a way to help clarify why it is that you get so much more realistic images, and yet you're using so much less.
Because we exploit novel visualization technologies that was never possible before on a web browser.
And thank you so much. And
Thank
let's
you.
keep going. We are now moving on to Polytropo, I believe. Getting a little nervous about myself here. Okay, so all of our reliance on cloud-based technology rests on the efficient use of vast server farms. We demand performance, security, and affordability, all three things at once, which turns out to be a pretty tricky combination. Sergio from Polytropo is here to tell us about their elegant solution.
Hi, thank you for the introduction. I'm Stelios Anastasiadis, co-founder and CEO of the Polytropo company. We develop software that makes cloud storage fast and secure. Today, most industries depend on server farms, and this is the entire range from web hosting to analytics software to video streaming. And the growth prospects for all of these industry segments are stellar for the next 5 to 10 years. But all these industry segments need server capacity in order to grow. And the straightforward approach to do that is to add extra servers. Across different tenants. A newer technology is to use containers through which we can share a single server in the single operating system across multiple tenants. But this technology introduces performance instability and security vulnerabilities due to the shared operating system. We have developed a new technology called Polytropo that combines performance with security and efficiency. The idea is to provide to each tenant over the operating system a different set of system services, and as a result to offer a stable performance, cross-tenant protection, and low overheads. We have done extensive experimental evaluation of our prototype system with respect to existing technologies based on Linux. And for example, we tried serving a database over Polytropo or alternatively over a competitive system, and found that Polytropo maintains constant the performance, while the competitive performance, the competitive product reduces the performance by a factor of 2. And similarly, the latency with the competitive product raised by a factor of 16. Our core product is a software toolkit that we can use to build per-tenant storage services and thus to improve the server capacity and quality of service. We have a unique software architecture for multi-tenant clouds and can be generally applied across applications and services. Here we can see that existing technologies offer a limited number of benefits, while with Polytropo we can combine them into a single product. And we anticipate to maintain our advantage over the next years through our proprietary technology, the ownership that we have with the patent filing and copyrighted publications, and the growth across different segments. We ask for 2 million in order to move from our functional prototype to a product portfolio, and we anticipate in a couple of years to get the break-even point. The management team consists of me and my colleague Yoros Kapes. We have complementary skills in project management, design and implementation of systems, software development, and this is the end of my pitch. Thank you.
All right, 8 seconds to spare. Okay, so this is the first I've seen of the data showing the performance. Could you go back to that slide, please? I think it was like number 6 or 8. And my question is that is a very impressive amount of, yeah, exactly. Very impressive differentiation. It's interesting that for a number of tenants, you're staying absolutely at 300 operations per second or so. Is that some kind of a physical limit or some other issue that is that you're hitting up against that you'll continue to improve, or is that kind of the limit of what's possible?
Well, basically what we managed to do is to eliminate the virtualization overheads of existing systems and also the overheads from using a single operating system. Therefore, what we get here is, well, it's close to the maximum, although we have not done the calculation with respect to the hardware and the software, but it's definitely spectacular that we get it constant, although we increase the number of tenants, and also the latency remains flat as well.
Okay, great. And you have a lot of big, hardly any bigger in the world competitors out there. Are you hoping to be more of an acquisition target for them, or are you hoping to show them how it's done?
Well, we believe that what we have is impressive, and down the road we do anticipate that we're going to attract interest and probably be a target for acquisition.
Very good. Well done. Thank you. And let's keep moving. We are in the back 9, I guess, of the of our presentation. So thank you so much, Sergios, and let's move on to Run for More. For those of you who are enjoying our session here, thank you for sticking with us. And I can imagine that maybe you're thinking, well, maybe we won't quite get to that workout today. Well, Run for More is going to show you how you can maintain your motivation every step along the way, even if you don't really feel like doing it today. So Vasily, please let us know how you're going to do that.
Thank you very much, Linda. Hello from me. I am Vasilis Stasinopoulos, and I am the CEO and co-founder at Run for More. Run for More is the first free application in Greece designed to record the user's daily physical activity, such as walking, running, cycling, or indoor activities, and reward it. The fact is, half of European people are inactive today, and that's not because that they don't know they should exercise or they don't know the benefits of their well-being. It's that they really are not motivated for it, and they think that they really don't have the time for it, and it's better for them to sit on their couch and watch the latest Netflix. So motivated people find the time to be active. That's our motto, and that's why we're here for. We're helping people to get more active and get a healthy lifestyle by giving them incentives so that they get rewarded for every single step they take in their daily lives. Users will collect points from their activities to convert those to rewards, such as gift cards, discounts in well-being stores, retail stores, entertainment, technology products, or supermarkets. We already have our demo. You can download it on Android or on iOS. It's very easy to use. You just click the start button and you're ready to go. After you finish and you have collected enough points, you go to the partner section of our application. You choose the partner that you want to get rewards from, and then you go ahead and cash in your points to get that reward. We're the first movers in Greece, and that's a great opportunity for us to do our benchmark testing in order to consider a possible expansion abroad. Our indirect competition are all the well-being related applications that only offer data regarding the workout without any financial incentives. Our direct competition is mainly active in USA, England, France, and Brazil. However, there are still many markets that are not yet covered. The most important part is that we differentiate ourselves by focusing on the inactive population by providing a really great range of rewards. With the use of machine learning, Run for More accumulates the workout data, creating the user's consumer profile while proposing customized rewards in order to increase the possibility of motivation. We have already been reaching out to different retailers in order to start offering rewards, because as a two-sided market, we need offers in order to get our first users inside, and we need users to get bigger brands and bigger offers. So we started with some small retailers, and right now this phase we discuss possible collaboration with 5 big companies, multinational companies in Greece. Our offer is a monthly subscription for the partners that is going to range from 10 to 200 euros per month in order to have access to the application. The price is based on the size of the retailer. In addition, we offer premium tailor-made campaigns with specific goals and offers. And finally, we charge a 5% commission on every purchase made on our platform. Our team is highly motivated for the idea of Run for More. Our vision is a healthier and more active lifestyle, and we're very fortunate to have a great consulting team in a number of different areas. We're also fortunate to have some really great mentors who have helped us to navigate through the market. Right now, we have 450 beta testers, and the next steps include the pre-launch challenge, where we expect to reach 1,000 users and 15 partners. By the end of September, we're reaching for 5,000 users and 20 partners. And by the end of October, our goal is 10,000 users and 30 partners, with the addition of 3 new features that will increase the engagement of the app, that will further promote greener urban mobility. Thank you very much.
All right, very good. So you are targeting couch potatoes, which is what I seem to have become during COVID. Used to be pretty competitive though. Is this going to appeal to me as an active user, even though you're targeting the potatoes?
Sorry, again, I missed the question because I had some connection. Sorry.
You're targeting couch potatoes, but would active people who are already athletic find benefit from joining you?
Yes, we also target the already being active population by providing them incentives in order to not to change the application that they really use right now. We intend in the future to connect our application with other applications such as Strava, Garmin Run, or other popular applications that everyone uses in order to maintain the activity, and they will get the rewards from us.
Okay, great. And it seems as though the most challenging part of this, we have a question from Vasilis. How can you verify the activity?
Verify the activity?
That somebody has earned the points that they can then go and spend. How do you know that they've actually done they've earned their points?
When they cash in, we get the notification through our system that they cast in the offer, so we can do it from the managing application from the platform.
Okay,
with
great.
GPS too.
Okay, the GPS, that would be definitely hard to avoid. Okay, that is brings us to the end of that one. So thank you so much. And we are now going back for one more dive into medical innovation. Back into medical innovation. So with Tier 1, which is another one of our software companies that take an absolute minimum amount of input to produce a maximum detail of critical images. If you like your doctor to have as much data as possible before she starts a procedure, you are definitely going to want to hear from Konstantinos. Konstantino?
Good evening. Can you hear me? Thank
Yes.
you so much for this spot-on introduction. Good evening, everybody. My name is Konstantinos Kleovoulou, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Tier 1, where our mission is to enable doctors to make earlier, more accurate diagnosis and improve their treatment efficacy by providing them with medical tomographic images of unmatched quality. For many diseases, imaging is an indispensable tool for diagnosis and treatment. State-of-the-art images obtained by the best scanners, such as the example of the brain tumor shown here, leaves a lot to be desired in terms of resolution and contrast compared to what we can offer by the use of our Tier 1 reconstruction software. The higher resolution and contrast eliminates shadows, minimizes possibility of false positives, and improves the demarcation of the tumor, which leads to early diagnosis and better, more successful treatments. This second example concerns of the brain of a patient suffering from Parkinson's. The higher resolution and contrast image provided by Tier 1 gives better delimitation of the lobes, delimitation which is key to the early diagnosis and monitoring of the evolution of the disease and efficacy of the treatment. We have an expandable and globally scalable business and technology model. The medical center sends the raw digital data that produce the original and satisfactory image to our Tier 1 medical interface office. The tomographic images are then reconstructed ab initio at our processing center, and the improved images are returned back to the medical center in a timely fashion. Our model is a fee-for-service, completely scalable business model. To increase throughput, all we need is additional computational power. To make it more attractive to potential customers, we are offering flexible pricing for early adopters and lighthouse customers, as well as packages and subscription options. The core team comprises seasoned professionals bringing a breadth of skill set and knowledge. Moreover, through the mentoring scheme of MIT Enterprise Forum Greece and Cyprus Seeds, we've been fortunate to have the benefit of the advice of an exceptional team of experts in innovation and entrepreneurship. A realistic and comprehensive scale-up plan has been charted. We believe so much in Tier 1 that we have bootstrapped it over the last years, completing our preclinical trials, launching clinical trials in collaboration with leading medical centers, both locally, such as the Athens Medical Center, as well as globally, such as the Massachusetts General Hospital, the Harvard University Hospital. We are currently raising 150,000 euros, which will enable us to complete our clinical trials, material our intellectual property right protection strategy, complete the market analysis, which is underway, and finalize our business plan. We aim to have a fully incorporated startup by October 2022 with presence in US, Greece, and Cyprus, and plan to hit the market by early 2023. At that time, we plan to raise around 4 million euros, and we are looking for investors for that, and with the goal to establish a US sales and marketing office and sign agreements for our first clients. With around 15 such agreements, we plan to achieve break-even, which is reasonable since this is a software. By 2024, we plan to raise around 15 million in order to take this technology globally and reach profitability. Tier 1 has a strong value proposition for all stakeholders in the healthcare ecosystem. Our technology holds the promise of improving healthcare and saving human lives. It is having the potential of bringing significant cost reduction in treatment, including critical and often life-threatening diseases. It renders procedures faster and more affordable using existing equipment and improves diagnosis confidence, which in turn reduces defensive medicine and malpractice litigation. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to your questions.
All right, 8 seconds to spare. Thank you very much. And So is there anything about this technology that will help to reduce the radiation dosage and while increasing contrast and resolution?
Well, in fact, this is actually possible, and this is something that we are currently working on. Sorry, I'm just going to show you a sneak peek. Yeah, this is it. So yeah, indeed, we have done some in vitro experiments where we used 1/10 of the normal amount. We are using 0.5 millicurie, 1/10 of the normal amount. And as you can see on the, these are fandoms. And as you can see, this is the image derived from the standard software in the scanners. And you can see here a false, something that looks like a false positive. And this is what we are getting with our software. So we eliminate shadows, we eliminate false positives. And this is, of course, something that has huge potential. Reducing the dosage will open up lots of possibilities, though it will be a bit more challenging in terms of approval, since it will require changing protocols, etc. We are, as I said, working on it. We will do some clinical trials later on, and at Tier 1 we have many ideas, and this is in the pipeline of products and services that we will be offering.
And is this technology just appropriate for PET scans?
Well, the short answer is no. Actually, Tier 1 can, our reconstruction software can process raw digital data from any scanner, MRI, CT, or what have you. Though, based on the results of our market analysis, we decided to focus on PET and SPEC because we see their great potential and need for increase of image quality.
Great. All right. Sorry, I have to cut you off there because we need to keep moving on. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is from Trush. And if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed about the depth and breadth of innovations we've covered today, you're going to be very glad to hear from Trush. The Trush team wants to eliminate the friction between your technology challenges and the experts who can help you to address them and solve them. Oresti, please tell us all about your great platform.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Linda. And hello there, wonderful people. My name is Orestis, and I'm the co-founder and CMO at Trush, where we provide optimized access for any user to get the expertise they need to solve pressing problems. The challenge is that we are faced with complex problems every day, and we spend hours trying to find the right answers online, even though there are experts out there who can solve these problems blindfolded. Through the fuzz of the internet, though, it is difficult to connect these two type of users, and there is no way to find the right specialist to solve a specific problem that one may face. And even if you go to another expert's platform, chances are you're still gonna have to do a bunch of research to find the right one for your case. At Trush, we are making it possible to find the right expert in just a few minutes for the users, while for the experts, it's easy to gain value by being effortlessly promoted to broader clients by us. This whole amazing for the user's journey starts with our website, which supports an intuitive Q&A platform and optimizes access, making it quick and easy to identify the people you want to connect with. In fact, you can scan here our QR code and see how it works for software engineers who have a specific problem in some specific programming languages. If you happen to have a knowledge in another field, you can of course send us a message, we will sign you up as an expert, and boom, you have a side income. Anyway, you ask the question and click on the button to make things move forward, and you have a struggling user with a problem and an expert trying to offer a solution to that struggling user. Instead of that user now having to dig up that expert, all they have to do is go onto our platform, type in their question or problem, and the machine learning capabilities that we have developed will identify and match them with the best expert as a solution to their problem. We are building our experts roster by becoming active members in major tech forums and communities, and we are currently focusing on software engineers as our go-to market. But we also have some use cases about the fitness and psychology communities. We are receiving a commission-based fee for the users seeking for help, And as for the experts, they have a free membership as we are trying to build our panel of instructors, and we want to attract the maximum number from them. Now, there's a ton of ways you can do this. You can teach yourself from the vast amount of online courses and tutoring apps out there, but this may not solve your specific problem, as these courses are designed to give a huge amount of content in a very generic fashion. You could try and find an expert in other places, though chances are it's going to be a lengthy search, so you start all over again. We are the only ones who offer personalized training, connecting users to the right expert, and providing cost-effective marketing for that expert. An unparalleled combination of values, if you ask me. Now, you might be thinking, why are we the perfect team to reinvent the EdTech marketplace? Other than the passion that we have, we know the competitive landscape. We've all spent too much time online, always trying to find the right answers to specific questions. And there are no viable solutions out there like ours. And we are really excited to be able to offer that type of capability. We know the startup ecosystem, we have collaborated and built a strong bond as a team in previous projects, and we've of course hit a number of roadblocks, and I'm happy to say that we don't care. We move forward to that path because we really believe in what we are building. Finally, we've been self-funded since we launched last year and have already produced some beta tests with experts and users. And through them, we released the first versions of our application and the Q&A website. We're currently raising a round of about 100,000 euros to go fast. We want to expand our marketing efforts and earn revenues of 860,000 during 2023. And of course, subsequent rounds will be used to build our user base and to expand in other communities. So join us in this amazing journey, especially if you're an investor, and be a part of the best way to bring knowledge to the internet. Thank you so much.
All right, great. So perennial problem for these kinds of websites that bring providers together with customers, which, trust me, we all love that idea, is how do you make sure that the transaction takes place across your platform instead of them going offline and avoiding that 30% commission?
Okay, they could do that, but do you trust that the user will actually pay you? Because in our platform, we bring them and we, aside from the tools and everything else we provide, because we also do the marketing for those experts, we also guarantee that they will get paid by those users. So it's that safety net as well.
Great. We have a question from chat. This problem needs an addressable skill base with a timely updated single source of truth. Where do you find this access?
The access for a specific community? Or
I think that regardless of which community you're talking about, the idea is I think the question is focused more on how are you making sure that the experts are truly the experts as opposed to people who say they're experts.
Yeah, definitely.
So clear that up if I got it wrong.
Yes, please, Sotiris, if that's not right. Okay, great. So we are focusing in communities which we know, and we have the expertise on that. But aside from that aspect, we also have some tools which will help us assess the expertise that some expert may have. So we'll definitely do a background check. It's not that they can simply sign up like that. We will monitor and see if they are actually the expert they promised us that they are.
And I expect ratings will probably come into play.
Definitely, definitely. At a later stage, though.
Yeah, well, hard to rate something that isn't happening yet. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thanks so much for the questions from the audience. Thank you so much, Oresti. And let's keep moving. We've got just 3 more pitches to go. Let me please welcome Euperia. If you're ready for a break, you may be frustrated like I often am. How is it that we have all these online travel services and yet we usually have to wind up connecting directly with the providers? Pavlos from the Euperia platform is here to show us how they're making finding and booking travel easy for travelers and the providers.
Great, thank you so much, Linda. Hi, everyone. My name is Pavlos Vassiliadis. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Euperia. And Euperia has laser focus on tours and activities, and more specifically to bring the tour and activity provider closer to the traveler. But as it stands now, they're not as close as they would like to be. And the big question that bothers them all is, how do I get more travelers for my business? Well, one way is for the provider to reach the traveler themselves. But in order for them to do that, they will need a way to manage the bookings, and also they need to upload their products on the marketplace. The fact that there are two steps here increases quite a lot the cost for the provider to reach a traveler. And this results in 83% of transactions still be offline, meaning that technology alone is not enough to answer this question. The other way for the provider is to knock on the door in a hotel or on a travel agency and ask them to resell the product. Doable, but not scalable whatsoever, because they will have to go one by one every single hotel and one by one every single travel agency. Now, by subscribing to Uperia, the provider, first of all, get access to all the technology they need to run their business. They get a way to manage their bookings, a way to list and sell their products, and also an amazing mobile application. But on top of that, the provider gets already connected with all the hotels, travel agencies, and travel bloggers, meaning that it allows the provider to reach the maximum amount of travelers. And basically making Uperia a one-stop shop for tourism activities and a win-win proposition for all parties involved. Now, in terms of competition, we have companies focusing on the provider and we have companies focusing on the traveler. We get the best of those two worlds in order to create this one-stop shop experience. What if I told you there was a way to manage your bookings, sell your products, partner with other travel businesses, reach out to new customers, and also keep in touch with existing customer base? Well, here we are. And in terms of traveler, we have something amazing to offer as well. We give the traveler through our mobile application the ability to engage with the provider and explore unique packaged experience. This is a growing market and it's expected to surpass the 200 billion mark by the end of this year. And remember the fact that there are 83% of transaction offline, we're talking roughly 166 billion of untapped territory. We have a very flexible pricing model. It starts with a basic plan, which is only 10% commission per transaction. And for the companies who would like to unlock premium features such as chatting and more, it's an additional 39 euros per month. In terms of our go-to-market strategy, we focus on the professional association, onboarding tour operators, tour guides, and we start from Greece. And this is where you will find many small to medium-sized companies who are actually in need of our technology. It all started with Pavlos and I, who have a long history of building those business applications and also been working with the biggest brands around the globe. But the secret ingredient here is the diversity of our team and the passion and the vision they're sharing with us. We are self-funded, and the goal for the end of this year is to onboard 100 providers. And following that, we'll go for our first round of funding, which will allow us to expand to nearby markets, set up affiliations, and also release the second version of the application. Thank you so much for your time. Please do reach out. And if you happen to be in Athens between 13th and 15th of May, please stop by our World Travel Expo to say hi.
All right, great. With all travel applications like this, the challenge is there's so much noise out there and there's all of these big providers. How are you going to be reaching out in addition to going to the big shows in order to attract more providers and more travelers?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So in order to answer that, I need to take a step back in terms of our vision and how we approach that. We believe in decentralization. So our pitch to the providers is that we're not going to hook you up with an online travel agency, which is going to charge you 30% commission. What we believe in decentralization, which means we're going to connect you to all these hotels, as I mentioned, to all these travel agencies, travel bloggers, even HR systems of other companies, which basically gives the power back to the provider versus the online travel agency, which holds the key to the market.
Excellent. Well, and are you looking to exit via an acquisition, or is this, are you planning on taking over the world?
This is a tough question. So we had already a couple of conversations. So basically the way our technology works, we will be able to partner even with those big companies. So it might be either acquisition or it might not. So I think it's at this point it's a bit hard to answer this question.
All right. Well, I'm here to ask the tough questions. You know this about me. All right.
I know that Linda quite well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, moving on to our penultimate presenter, Wadata. If you are like me, then most of your loyalty points tend to go to waste. In fact, most people waste them, it turns out. Chris from Wadata wants to help you use all your points. It's the best return on investment for you, and believe it or not, for the companies that sponsor the programs. Chris?
Thank you, Linda, for the introduction. It's nice to see you again. It's nice to see you all. I am Chris. I'm the co-founder at Wadata. And I believe that most of you here are members in one or more loyalty schemes, either collecting miles, points, smiles, etc. Our mission in Wadata is to help you get the most benefit out of these loyalty programs, and at the same time, help the companies acquire more customers. How do we do this? With building the first ever wallet for all your loyalty cards. The loyalty programs provide basically three main benefits to the companies. They help them reduce churn, reduce customer acquisition, and increase lifetime value. In reality, the loyalty programs work in a very simple way. The consumer goes to the company, he buys and earns loyalty points, and at the end, he activates a voucher to use these points and get his reward. The problem is that this circle breaks in 2 points. First, the consumer is a member of many loyalty schemes, and as a result, lots of the times he forgets about his points. But even if he remembers about his points, he has the access only to limited products only in the same company. So he switches to the competitor looking for other solution. Wadata eliminates this friction by doing 2 simple things. First, Wadata remembers on behalf of the consumer by building a digital wallet that helps the consumer gather all his loyalty data in one single app. At the same time, help the consumer convert his loyalty points to Wadata currency, Wadata coin, in order to use it in other companies in the same marketplace. Of course, you can use it to get other products in the same company as well. To make the long story short, we unlock free money in your hands. How we do this? With a simple app that does three simple steps. First, you connect your loyalty cards. Second, you trade your loyalty currency to Wadata coin, and then you use your coin everywhere, in the real world or in an e-shop. We have a huge opportunity in the Greek market for a starter. 2 million Greek consumers are members at least one loyalty scheme, while at the same time 300 companies have a loyalty scheme, and 2,000 smaller companies are eligible to build their own company loyalty program. In the first 2 months of product launch, we have acquired 500 users organically and 20 SMBs. All this projection, all this info gave us a very interesting projection about the next 5 years and how we're going to scale from Greece to global. In reality, we have a really scalable revenue, a very interesting EBITDA, and we anticipate 2 million members by the end of year 5 in 4 countries. We don't believe that we can deliver this. We are sure that we can deliver this because we have 20 years of experience in loyalty programs, and in reality, we have built more than 30 loyalty programs worldwide. We don't have a magic sauce, but we do have a magic coin. And this is the coin of choice for consumer in the future. We have self-funded the company, launching our first app, and we're asking for $500,000 to release the full product, to establish the Greek market and sign the first 30 big companies. In 2 years from now, we are entering 3 new markets, signing 200 companies and growing to 400,000 members. Thank you.
All right, 15 seconds to spare. So this seems like such a useful idea. How is it that you are first to market by taking this approach?
It is in reality, Linda. We are the first to market because we have the experience to know exactly how the loyalty programs work and where exactly is the pain point. And the pain point in the loyalty programs is where the sleeping points remain dormant in users' accounts. Believe it or not, currently there is an opportunity of 500 billion worldwide in points that are sleeping or they are dormant in members' accounts. So we need to take this opportunity now.
All right, and from our chat, in order for this to scale, you need to get the big names to agree to use your coins. Do you have any big names on board already?
We have some big names that are already to sign. We have already signed some first 3-4 NDAs. And in the same time, we don't only need these big names, as correctly said a friend in the chat, but we need other companies as well to increase our marketplace. So we are looking for ESOPs as well in order to get the market from all sides.
Do they see an advantage in maybe losing some of their loyalty customers by going to coins, because the coins can be spent in other places?
The answer is very simple. Customers that are sleeping and don't use their points, they're not loyal customers. You don't have it now.
All right, hard to argue with
You will
that.
never have them.
All right, very good. Thank you so much.
Linda. Thank you.
Okay, last but most definitely not least, we have Yield Secure, which has a technology to help farmers anywhere.
Okay, thanks, Linda. Basically, my name is Vasilis Fotopoulos, and I'm a co-inventor of Yield Secure, where our goal is to help in keeping the world fed under a changing climate. So, as you are well aware, we're undergoing severe climate change worldwide, and this climate change is leading to multi-billion-dollar losses in agricultural production. This affects all major crops, and interestingly, the main stressors that lead that are abiotic stressors such as drought, heat waves, as well as salinity. Now, drought leads to reduced growth and poor yield. This is well known. There are several ways to try to fix that, likely through chemical spraying of plants in the field. This improves photosynthesis, antioxidant activity, and so on. And it does improve the vitality of the plant, but this is expensive as it requires multiple applications in the field. What we offer in Yield Secure is a patent-pending proprietary technology where we achieve all of the above through chemical applications, but they're encapsulated in a seed coating formulation. And this effectively provides great cost effectiveness because we only need the initial application without the need for applications in the field afterwards, having a long-lasting effect through epigenetic modifications. So these are some examples of what we achieve. On the left, you see alfalfa plants that are severely drought stressed, and here the plants that go through our application maintaining turgor. But also in cases of optimal growth, we have severely increased biomass and leaf area, better growth. We have a highly flexible product that is effective against multiple climate change stressors in comparison with the competition, which usually aims against single stressors like salinity, drought, or heat. Of course, we also have the benefit of providing the optimal seed coating formulation in addition to the plant application format that is usually done by the other companies. And this is actually applicable to effectively any crop type. So a big range to play with. Now, we have a really advanced technology readiness level, quite advanced level of 7. We have multiple field trials going on as we speak, both for growth enhancement as well as stress protection. Namely, we have tomato and pepper plants in trials in Crete with a collaborating company, as well as baby spinach plants under heat stress being tested in Cyprus, as well as tomato plants under salt stress in Saudi Arabia, again with collaborating companies. So we're expecting hopefully great results in June, July. Now, our approach is to provide piloting services to agricultural leaders offering crop and climate-specific solutions. So effectively, we would be seeking strategic partners, mainly in the form of big agrochemical companies, looking forward to license the formula so that they offer the solution directly to the farmers, either as sprays, but also by going through seed providers that will then offer the solution through coatings to the farmers. Of course, we will also be contacting and seeking strategic partners in the form of the seed companies directly as a solution. In any case, we'll be actually obtaining data throughout the process to constantly improve the technology. Now, it just takes 24 months to go from idea to making a difference. So we're offering tailor-made pilot plans in the cost of 250,000 euros for 24 months, where this will include identification of specs with the interested party and agreement with deliverables, testing under controlled conditions, and then moving on to much needed field trials and analysis of the data between Q3 and 6, ending up with the finalization of the formulation and the formalization of the licensing procedure, hopefully by Q8. So our team is a mix of enthusiastic experts from academia, from the two public universities in Cyprus, basically plant scientists from CAT, myself and Andreas, and Theodora Kyriakos from UCY on the materials. But we have much needed business development support from the technology transfer offices of both universities. Thank you for your time, and I will be happy to try to answer any questions.
All right, very good.
Apologies for the mix-up. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Why don't you leave it in presentation mode so we can
yes,
people can see it for questions. But perhaps you can tell us something about cost effectiveness.
Well, yeah, as you can understand, this is many different scenarios. There's many different crops of different values. But effectively, as a case study, I would mention, for example, wheat, which is an important cereal crop. In our case, for a hectare of wheat, we would be looking at about €6 for application for a hectare, but the main competition in the form of biostimulants would be looking at around between 8 to 30 euros or upwards of that. And this €6 would be, of course, through our current setup. Upscaling would actually bring this even further down.
All right, very good. We have another question. Is this considered non-GMO tech?
Exactly so. This is completely non-GMO, so it offers a highly attractive alternative to non-GMO loving nations, as we call it, like in Europe, as you can understand. So it is non-GMO tech.
I'd love you to show the picture that shows the seed coating, the graphic. Keep going.
The seed, yes, just a second.
One, yeah, because we really didn't have a chance to look there to show that how it changes actually the plant itself as it because of it being applied as a seed.
Yes, but basically the main recommendation we're offering is for the seed coating rather than the application at the plant level.
No. I'm saying that, well, never mind. I'm making things more complicated than they need to be. We are out of time. It has been 3 hours. Audience, thank you so much for participating with us. All of the entrepreneurs, there is nothing that is more exciting for a teacher than to see you take what I teach and make it your own. You've seen a lot of things that look similar in some ways because they're talking about value propositions. But the fact is that every one of these teams has worked really hard to explain their complex environments in a really clear and straightforward way. Thank you guys. You've been wonderful to work with. Thank you to the MIT Enterprise Forum for allowing me to be part of this for another year. And thank you to our audience for your patience and attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Linda. For us too. Okay, yes, Vasilis, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Linda. It's a great pleasure to work with you for the past several years, bringing more and more of these great startups to an even better place than they start from. I think all the people that they participated, the startups and the audience, it has been an amazing journey to see all these companies grow over the past few months, and I think that we can be certain that the judges that they will have to select the finalists will have a hard job to do, because it is becoming every year more difficult to do. Besides the finals, which many of you will attend near the end of June, we are going to help some of the startups, as we have helped other in the previous cohorts, to grow their presence in the global market. Next week, we have a special event organized in Boston for health startups. So, we try to do a lot of stuff, and I would recommend the people, the startups from this cohort to join and attend this event. So again, thank you all for participating for the past 3 hours and during this process. We hope that next year it will be in-person event, and we'll be looking forward to see you at the finals. Whether you will join the finals, I'm talking to the teams or not, this is not relevant necessarily. You've done a great job, and I'm sure you have great potential ahead of you. So thank you all for joining, and have a good night.